last year. If Embiid would have been out there with just Aaron Gordon the hoop, you would have been saying the same shit I was saying. So please stop.
He's been there. James Harden just got there last year, so he's been there. Yeah, who you rooting for, by the way? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
All this Joker's been. Nah, don't quit now. Don't quit now, nigga. Ride it to the end.
I just had to get to my point. I just had to get to my point.
Stop now, nigga.
I just had to get to my point.
That's what I want to know.
I'm good this week, but I'm real good.
Hey, y'all pardon me if Isaiah gets muted for a good little 30-minute segment.
Yeah.
But all right, what up? Welcome to the All Grind Sports Show, where we are politically incorrect. I go by the name of JC. Here are my wonderful brothers and co-hosts. We are here at the conference finals, man. We winding down to the end. Thank y'all for tuning in the way y'all have been, and sharing, comment, subscribing. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us, and we appreciate that. So let me go ahead and introduce my guys, man. We got my boy from the So Icy gang, tatted like a biker gang, my guy, Andre the Sports Junkie. What's up, man?
What's going on? Glad to be on the show. Can't wait to get into it.
Then we got my OG, my mentor, the big dog in the building, my guy Daryl Dunning, aka the Big Ragu.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? Let's do it.
And he'll be removed shortly, but we got my brother Day One and all that, man. He in the building, my guy Isaiah Anthony of the Anthill Productions, man.
What's happening, y'all? Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to my aunt who's in hospice right now. Don't have much time left transitioning over, so I just want to say thank you for your life. I appreciate you. Raising a good example of a cousin that I have, of the man I should be. Always thinking about me on my birthday and around the holidays. So I just want to say thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also before we get into the spits, I had a couple people that I also wanted to show some love to. So I got one of my guys from my city who did pretty much every music video that I ever did when I was doing music long time ago. But he did every music video that I ever did. Someone who always showed love, one of the most joyous people you could ever see in the city, man. My guy who went by the name of Black Rob in Palmdale, he just passed away a few weeks ago. One of them people that you just always see and just, lifts your spirits up type spit, you know what I'm saying? That, life was cut shortly. He pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, was the same age as me. He had just turned 30. And services this weekend. So, I just wanted to give him that shout out. And also another person I wanted to shout out, who passed away not too long before that. The homegirl Marissa Monge, man. So I don't know if you guys remember or have a reflection of this, but I had an incident back in 2021 where I had a near drowning out in Arizona at Lake Havasu. And there was a boat full of good Samaritans who were involved in saving my life that day. And she was one of those people that, was involved with telling them to turn the boat around so they can come and help my girl out when, we were out there all by ourselves, and I was pretty much seconds away from being a goner. So it was incredibly sad for me and my girl to hear that news that she's passed away. And I just wanted to send her out some love. And, to the family of her and all her family and friends, especially the ones that were involved, man, because, for them to go out of their way for a stranger like me that they had no clue who I was just shows how much beautiful spirits that they have. And, I just want to send my love out to those people, as well as Isaiah's auntie. And, yeah, that being said, man, we can get to the spits, man, but, I'm glad Isaiah did that, and I also wanted to take that second because, the first time I wasn't able to, we've been doing this off week thing, so it kind of like, you know, messed things up. But when my guy Black just passed away, I was like, man, I gotta show them some acknowledgement. So you know, I'm happy to see all my brothers here, man, with everything that's been going on, everybody well and healthy. And you know, now that being said, man, we could chew each other's heads off and all that. But we should be feeling good, man, that everybody that's here has lasted. We all in the conference finals, man. So shouldn't be much to be sad about. I am personally sad that, you know, the fam didn't move on, but we'll get to that later. We're gonna start with another series, but
yeah, you don't want to start with that series.
Definitely not.
I got some stats to run on that one too.
Yeah, we'll get to that, man. We'll say the best for last.
Last, okay.
So let's start with let's go Denver and Phoenix, man. What a run by Devin Booker, man. I know I've been pretty critical of him, but
yeah.
I am, you know, looking at it all. That was a hell of a run, regardless of who he was playing. So, you know, going to tip my hat to him one time. But outside of that, man, what was y'all thoughts on that series and what you guys took away from it?
I mean, boy, firstly, Phoenix, y'all got some nerve blaming Monty Williams for this.
Oh yeah, that made no sense to me. I was like, what?
What? Like, bro, y'all traded away the man's entire bench in a sense. Like, they really had no bench depth, like we had talked about. And I mean, that last game just wasn't a great game. I ain't gonna lie, getting taxed by 30 like that on your that was in Phoenix, correct?
Yeah. So
that's the second time this has happened.
And that might have been what attributed to that. Even though this year, like we said, like it probably, you know, but I don't know, maybe you never know. Maybe in their mind, the owners had it on some, like, he probably told them, like, hey, it's championship or bust this year. You never know. That could have been what the language was relayed at the beginning of the season.
And I get that. It's just like things change.
Like, he probably wanted to fire him last year for real. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, could have been
it's just the quick trigger that we see, like, of these coaches. Like, can you imagine if Miami had fired Eric Spoelstra after a couple years after losing LeBron, Wade, and all, and I
think like 3 of the last 4 coach of the years had lost their jobs or something, right? If I'm not mistaken.
You got Budenholzer, you got Monty Williams, and you got Nick Nurse.
The Budenholzer one was just insane.
And I remember, even if you go even a few years back to that, I remember Dwayne Casey won Coach of the Year and got fired that same year. Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, because he just couldn't get past LeBron and stuff like that. I mean, in the Cavs and stuff like that. Every time he lost,
he didn't have Kawhi Leonard either.
Yeah, that's true. That is also true. It's just every time he lost, he ran into a LeBron-led team, and it's just like, you know how many teams have lost to?
Everybody lost to LeBron.
Exactly. So, I mean, even though he needed going about his business, Doc Rivers, it seemed like he right. Don't win Coach of the Year.
So
it's crazy.
So let me get this right. We had in 19, okay. We had who won a championship in 19?
The Raptors.
Raptors.
So Nick Nurse has been fired. Mm-hmm. In 20, I believe it was the Lakers and Frank Vogel who has been fired.
I see where you're going.
21, Milwaukee won the championship, and now Budenholzer has been fired.
Steve Kerr next?
Yeah, that's what I said. Kerr, you better be watching that caller ID, man. But,
y'all think, let me ask y'all something real quick.
That's crazy. That's just to say that it's crazy.
Do y'all think Steve Kerr is about to have that Popovich type protection going forward? Or he ain't there yet?
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not gonna say quite Popovich, but you gotta give him some leeway. Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, This year was, I guess you could say, semi-disappointing since they lost to the Lakers, who were seated below them and started out so bad. But I don't think he pulled the trigger on Kerr. Like, this is his first time technically losing a playoff series against, well, not technically, it was his first time losing a playoff series to a Western Conference team when he made the when he made the playoffs, excuse me. So you can't just pull the trigger.
Yeah, and Pop had two different cores that he won with too. So really, Kerr's just had this set of guys, this core
different cores
right here. But it was David Robinson in them at first, bro. When they first won, that was Timmy was hella young, and that was like
Parker was there for that second one, right?
And then they started the Parker and Ginobili and Duncan run like after that, but they had already won. I know one.
Yeah, they got the one in '99,
and they
which go ahead. I ain't gonna go there.
No, they won. So yeah, not quite Popovich, but like if there's anybody that should not be getting fired, it should be Kerr though. I mean, shit.
I mean, they did let him pass with how bad the COVID year was, and then missing the play-in. They did let him slide on those 2 years, so I guess that's a indication that he, I guess, has a little leeway. But yeah, I'm curious if 2-3 years down the line, if the Warriors are still mediocre, if he gets the same love that Popovich got for so many years, because Popovich then went times where he went 6-7 years without winning one. Or I know the first one in 2003, he almost got fired, but he hadn't been established yet. But after that one in 2007, it took him 7 years to get another one, and they let him slide. And then now it's been another 7-8 years, and he's still rocking. So I'm curious if Kerr ended up getting that same love.
He's not near winning either.
Yeah,
Pop
that's
so.
Exactly.
But after a coach gets to be as old as Pop Ben, now you look like a real asshole for firing him. So
and he lost his wife, and that's
you got to come to a mutual, or you let him just say when he gonna be done, or you come to a mutual. Hey, coach.
If they do, they got to pull him to the side. Come on, Pop. What I'm saying? It's got to be that type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I remember they didn't bring back Phil. Remember, it wasn't a firing per se, but
no, Phil said he was cool, right? Are you talking about the first one or 11?
The first time.
The first time.
He
was mad that time too. I think he left both them times.
Nah, because it on that show Legacy, on that documentary, Jeannie was saying that Phil was making some comments about what they needed to do going forward. And she said her daddy was tell him don't worry about it because he's not going to be the coach. So that was the Tom Donovich, that year. And then Kobe, got that bust hey, man, you kind of wasting my prime. And if you're not going to get a good coach in here, then I'm going to get up out of here. Then he was well, I'll just bring Jackson back. And Kobe was okay, cool.
Right. Yeah. And then he left on his own.
Again. Then he was done that second time. Yeah. Everybody was done with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Hold on. I do think that Popovich has also benefited from not becoming a coach in the social media era that we're in.
Because the screams wasn't as loud to get him up out of there.
Exactly. I like to call it the microwave era. You put stuff in the microwave and it warms up real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's as much pressure because he's already cemented as a legend before this social media.
He hasn't had true pressure to win a championship since 2003 as far as job security. That was probably the last time where it was talks about all right, we might need to get this nigga out of here. Because at the time, everybody was looking at 99 like an asterisk. And it was nigga, you really ain't, you know what I'm saying? You can't get past these Lakers. Yeah. And it was they was looking to move forward, and then that nigga ended up finally getting past that hump, and he's pretty much been secure ever since.
Then won it again in 05, and then but at some point
in a 7-game series.
They beat Miami too, right? The LeBron them, right?
Nah.
Oh
yeah. That was later. Yeah, later on. Yeah.
So I think
that was the one right there. I think that was the one. Yeah,
that was the one. That was the
never had to worry about his job again after that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So any thoughts on the legacies at hand? What Phoenix need to do coming this summer?
Stock up their bench.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they were getting torn apart, even if Devin Booker and KD sat out for 5-10 minutes, they were getting torn apart. And it was kind of sad to see. It really was, because it's like they almost had to depend on.
When your best bench player is Torrey Craig or Damian Lee, I mean, damn.
So go fix.
Chris Paul. Ragu was spot on about you. He said he was gonna get hurt in one of them first 2 games and be up out of there. They talking about what team he going to. He need to be talking about hitting up Turner Sports and some of them about sitting on one of them panels. Yeah, that's what he need to be doing at this point. Cause it's not happening, brother.
Yeah, it's becoming a recurring theme that it's crazy that we know. Like, it's like, all right, at some point, Chris Paul.
Ragu literally called it like spot on. His
hurt like later
that spot on is my sixth. Yeah. Well, except for the game 7 thing, but as far as them getting game 1, he said the same exact spot on take. Chris Paul is gonna get hurt in one of these first couple games, and they're gonna be out of here in like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
like that's crazy that you can even call that on him. And then his best chance to win was 21. That was his best.
Like
he should have been he should have been throwing arms, knees, he should have threw his whole body out there trying to get that one, because that was his last chance.
Yeah, it really was.
That was like a good bet at the sports book, man. Chris Paul's gonna get hurt. Before the Western Conference Final.
And you really would be biting your nails if you know what I'm saying, took that he's gonna be there. Like,
yeah, every play after a minute there, you'd be like, yeah. That's crazy. That is true though.
How many years KD got left? 2
on his contract?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look that up.
I think he got a couple left, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was 3.
It was 3, but this was one of them.
So it'll be.
But I know what Ragu gonna say. Figure it out.
Yeah, there's no. Ain't no trying to go nowhere, right? No.
Man, that spit is not it right there. I told people when niggas was trying to call them a super team, I'm like, man, that team is not it.
KD has until 2026. That's when he has
4 year.
Ah, damn. Oh yeah. They gonna have to do a whole tear down. I don't know where they at financially, but they're gonna have to tear that down, because that ain't it.
Chris Paul's gonna have to go. That's the one who's gonna have to go.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Chris gotta get up out of there, and they need to just scrap that whole bench. That whole entire bench. And I would add Ayton up in there too. Get that nigga the F up out of there too. Okay. Everybody. Start from scratch.
Yeah. What he brings for that money, yeah, if they can get somebody to take him, Ayton.
Yeah.
So that's out of here.
Got fried by Jokic, brother. Like it wasn't even looking like you tried out there, brother. Like when
you supposed to be one of the best centers in the league, especially for your age, bro. You supposed to be one of the rising ones we talking about. You was out there just.
Please tell me why Landale is coming in and giving a much better defensive effort than you are, and you getting paid $20+ million. I don't even think Landale makes over $2 million. And you sitting up here telling me that for $20 million, You letting Jokic go out there and get a triple-double on damn near 60%. On damn near 60%. Barbecue chicken.
And he ate that paint.
I don't give a damn who you is. If a nigga getting 60% on you, that's just you.
60% scoring 34 and a half.
That's a lot of greatness, nigga. But how many of them is averaging 30 on 60%?
That's what I'm saying. On 60%. Just listen to Jokic's stats, bro. And I'm saying this as like, bro, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm up here. You know, that's my boy. 35.5 points, 13.2 rebounds, 10.3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block on 59.4% from the field, 44.4% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line. Brother,
it's like you wasn't even there.
And
I'm just trying
so
to.
He just,
what
he just averaged the 30-point triple-double on this kid?
Yes.
Yeah. on 60%.
You
Don't
might as well
forget
take
that.
60%. You might as well.
And on the other end of it, Ayton only averaged 13 a game, 9 and 1 and literally 1 assist.
That boy was out there looking like Jeff Foster.
So not only was he getting drenched on the defensive end, but he struggled on the offensive as well.
It's sad.
But he's had this trend of being inconsistent though. That's why they wasn't trying to pay him in the first place. The only reason they paid him is because they didn't want to lose him for nothing.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the only reason why.
But I don't know what
that helped the coach get fired.
Right. You talking about Monty getting fired? That's who need to get fired.
I'm sorry. It's just like they automatically just, okay, we'll scapegoat the coach right now. Like that one, nah, brother. Nah, Some accountability got to be had here.
Play like that gets coaches fired.
Yeah.
On the rip.
That's the effed up part. That's the messed up part.
What am I supposed to do about that? This kid's making $20 million. So if I had benched him, y'all would say, well, why aren't you playing him?
Exactly.
But
you know what? You know what's crazy? Hey, D, I was literally arguing with Pops about that. I was telling him that he couldn't coach in the NBA because he's that type of nigga. He don't give a damn how much you getting paid. He's playing based on how he's evaluated. But it's like your owner and your general manager and all that, they're gonna tell you, no, we paid that nigga this to be on the floor.
I was gonna say your pops would be getting into it with his boss and the owner. He one of them kind of guys.
Exactly.
He would get fired because he would be getting into it with the GM and the owner because he's not putting the money guys out there because the money guys are trying.
You have to because the owners don't know spit about basketball. All they know is I gave this nigga this much money. Why is he sitting on the bench? Why is my money sitting on the bench right now? That's all the owner cares about. And
you kind of can't blame him though.
It's on the player. That's the effed up part. Not the coach ain't wrong. The front office ain't wrong. It's the player.
Just like we talking about coaches getting fired. That's why Dwayne Casey got fired in 2018. You remember he benched DeMar Rosen for his piss poor play in the playoffs.
Exactly. And I applauded it. I was like, that was a great decision. Like you should have been did that.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be in the wrong for that at all.
And it's crazy. Like I
remember who was that was both. I think Black did that to Kyrie as well for a second. When he was having some issues with him. I think that was it that 15 run?
I can't remember, but it's
I think that 2015 run, and I think LeBron had went off and closed the game. I think they was playing Indiana.
No, wouldn't be surprised. But sometimes, bro, if you are not playing up to your ability, brother, I gotta go somewhere else. I got to. My job on the line, just like your job on the line, more so than your job is, because we know NBA is a players' league for sure.
And that's the unfortunate part sometimes, man. That's the unfortunate part that the politics kick in. But it's tough, man. But like I said, if Phoenix is smart, whatever value you can get out of Ayton, I would hurry up and do it while you can. Because what you see is what you getting. Don't think something's finna drastically happen within this next year.
What you do is call Indiana. Like, hey man, y'all still want this dude?
Give us Miles.
Or it's gonna be a situation where the owner feels like Monty wasn't getting the best out of Ayton. So they might keep Ayton and
it didn't matter who Ayton had though. Like Ayton, he's been like this.
Yeah.
It's nothing new.
Like we've been seeing this from Ayton.
Exactly.
When he was
Even on that 21 run, he was doing this spit.
You would
and when he said, and after that, he even said he was like, "I want to get paid." Like there was a reason why they took so long to give you an answer. Like that. That's not something that they can just be like, "Yeah, we got you," because they don't know what they're going to get out of you for the next 5-6 years.
And he bet on himself, and they still didn't want to pay the nigga. But like I said, the only reason they did was because somebody else was willing to give him that bread. So they just didn't want to lose him for nothing. And that's all that was. That's all that was. But now they probably even regret that. They probably like, we should just let the nigga walk.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, Suns is in trouble going forward.
Yeah, it looks like right now you got your money tied up in 4 players right now. A lot.
But absolutely, they got to get rid of CP3 this summer.
Yeah, it's got to happen. Whether you cut him, I don't
buyout.
Yeah,
that's probably
do a buyout more than likely.
Yeah, buyout, trade. I don't know, but that
trade is highly
unlikely. And when they buy you out, nigga, don't come knocking over here, nigga. We good.
No.
Last thing we need is another injury-prone 40-year-old.
LeBron, don't you even think about that. Don't you even think about calling that nigga. What? Because, like, bro, Chris Paul is making what? Let me see this. He's making $30 million.
Like 40 something, ain't he?
Making $30 million over the next 2 years. $30 million.
And it's crazy because I remember a few years ago, like after that OKC season, I thought he would have been like the perfect fit.
Year, over the $30 million per year over the next 2 years. So $60 million over the next 2 years.
No.
I remember a few years ago, I felt like he was gonna be the perfect fit if he would have went to like the Clippers at that time. But even that right now is like, bro, you cook, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You a Hall of Fame, in my opinion, first ballot Hall of Famer.
He went to the Clippers and got hurt right before the Western Final. Shit, he does what he does.
In my opinion, first ballot Hall of Famer, top 5 point guard all time. In my opinion, you had a great run. You just gonna be one of them guys who never got to put that hardware on your finger, man. You ain't the only one.
Which would be a great segue. Which would be a great segue into James Harden right now, if you wanted to go.
Come on. No, both of them boys. Let's go at the both of them boys. Come on. Let's go ahead and get in that series.
Oh my God.
Please.
It's unfortunate, man, because we keep telling D-Man, we don't want to see you on your birthday weekend one of these years. And once again, we're gonna have to. We can go Sixers Celtics, man.
Before I start, I'm gonna let everybody get their stuff out. But before I start, D'Anthony, this ain't got nothing to do with you, player. I love your game. I love your hustle. I saw you out there, Game 7, trying to play some excellent defense on Jason Tatum. He just hit some very tough buckets.
Yeah,
it was a setback. I'm talking about. He is in his face.
Yeah, I seen a couple of them. I was like, damn,
matter of fact, that's when I knew Tatum was hot. When they put
I was like, bro,
back on him and he was still hitting. I was like, hey,
I was like, bro, there ain't nobody else you can throw at him. You done threw PJ Tucker at him. You done threw Anthony at him. At this point, he on fire, brother. Like,
you know what it is?
They threw EMBIID at him.
You know what it is? It's beautiful basketball poetry. The Sixers were supposed to close out Game 6. And once they didn't, they effed up. That's it. You're not winning after that. You don't usually in a series, like I always say, there's usually that one game where it's like, you didn't have no business losing that. You were supposed to go get that. And it usually comes back to bite you. And I think for Philly, it was Game 6. When they had that lead with them last 2-3 minutes and they didn't close that out, that was it. Tatum got that first one off and turned up, and he was turned up for every quarter after that. Like, so that was where they messed up at. Philly was supposed to take care of Game 6, and they would have been in the conference finals right now. But
And it doesn't help. It doesn't help with the fact either. So I want to add in there real quick that Embiid, he took 165 shot attempts and he only sunk in 66 of those. James Harden shot an overall 30% from both the field and deep, while making 72
Okay,
shots.
Isaiah Jr.
While making 72 shots on 183 attempts.
Yes, Andre.
So you know what? For me, both James Harden and Embiid need to hear it. It's not he said, she said. No, they both need to hear it. They both need to step up, and they both have to play better. Especially,
I feel a little effed up.
This is who Harden is. We've known this for years. I don't know why people keep. Bro,
but look, Isaiah, with me, this is why I feel so effed up right now. James Harden actually had me fooled this year for whatever reason. Like, I've never been more of a James Harden fan than I was this series right here. And I was like, I didn't know what to expect going forward, but I was just hoping and whatever. I forgot about the last 7-8 years we've been seeing that split. And I was just like, you know what? F it. Embiid got him a second guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time. Like, they finna go get that, man. Let's go do it. And just all of a sudden, he started folding. And then the last, not the last couple games, but it was a couple games Embiid that was underwhelming. And yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's just like I told you in the group chat. Obviously, Ben Simmons for the past years and James Harden last year and this year deserve some of the blame. But at this point, you have to look at Embiid as well. So Embiid this season averaged 33.1 points per game. In the playoffs, he only averaged 23.7 points per game. He shot 55% from the field during the regular season and only about 45% during the playoffs. That's unacceptable. It's the biggest point drop-off for any year's MVP ever in NBA history. You were the scoring leader, brother. That's what I said. That was my whole point about that first series, not him asserting his dominance immediately. And it happened again in game 6 and 7.
Yeah, it seems like sometimes he be waiting for the guys to do what they do, and then it's like, okay, then I'll turn into who I am. And it's supposed to be the other way around.
Exactly.
Because I get it, like Harden, and don't get me wrong, it was especially in game 7, it was a lot of plays. And it seems like he does this, like I was telling you, when Embiid is on the court. He be looking to overpass. Like, this nigga be driving. Even the play-by-play announcers was saying, like, bro, you have damn near a wide open layup. What is you looking for somebody else for? And he was doing this time after time after time. And as Ragu said, I'm gonna go off with him a little bit. You got to get your big the ball as well. Yeah. And when he's driving, it seems like he's looking for the three or I don't know, but it's like I remember what the great Isaiah Thomas quoted. He said that if you're looking to pass, you have to think score. And I think that's what Harden has lost sight of. He's trying to get these passes off, but he's really thinking pass the whole time. So you're not fooling anybody. Nobody's gonna have that same aggression on you on defense when you're playing like that. And he's not the only one. There's a couple other ones, and even I'm sorry, Cuzzo, but Melton included. Like, you was playing great defense, but there was a lot of times where he was driving and not finishing with that aggression. He was looking to pass too much at certain moments, or when he did decide to shoot, it was on some like last minute type spit because he wasn't thinking score. And Tobias is another one. I know the numbers, looked a certain way on that last game, but he wasn't being as aggressive as he should have been. And the times that he was, a lot of the times he was bricking. I think in game 6 he had like 2 points, 1 for 8 or some spit like that. So
thank God somebody mentioned that dude, because I'm waiting for all of y'all to finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tobias is another like that's what I'm saying. Like, Tobias is technically supposed to be a part of like a big three, but that conversation been gone a long time ago now.
I never considered him that. I mean,
I just want to say, yes. Joel could have played better, and there was some times in the game where I feel like, and JC knows that I feel this way about big man shooting threes and shit. I felt like there were some times where he was settling for those types of shots instead of trying to get to the hole. However, he was crowded. He had like basically a 3-headed kind of like how they used to defend Giannis and kind of built that wall kind of, and then they kind of jumped back out to their man once he like make his move or whatever. So he had the defense occupied. Therefore, Harden and Harris, man, should have played better. Should have played better. And
I feel like Maxey played as good as he can. I don't expect like
I do too. Maxey
all-star
is what
type
he
shit.
is.
Maxey, I think he was fine. It's
Maxey
a lot of
is what he is,
ones.
and so is Melton for that matter. So
Melton was good. I give him a pass because he played so great defensively to where it's like I'm not tripping too much, but he's had this problem for a long time though. He has times where he gets too passive when he has the talent to be aggressive and put more pressure on the defense.
But Doc kind of played with his minutes too.
He
didn't know that he was.
Too.
Yeah. So
he did that all season.
I'm not talking to Melton and Maxey. It's Tobias Harris, man, and Harden, man. In my opinion, man, they let the Sixers down yesterday for sure. Like if we go through the whole series, then maybe we can see some games where, like I know Melton didn't score in Game 6, right? He was like 0 for 4 or something like that. Might have been
5. It was either 5 or 6. It was one of those. And another one he only had 2.
But we're not gonna flat out put the series on guys like Melton and Maxey.
That's what I'm saying. It is on Embiid, but like all the other guys, like
what I'm saying,
do your part as well. But it seems like he waits on those guys.
But Game 6, okay, I can give you yesterday. Like, bro, Embiid kind of ran away from the moment in the second half. I don't know what happened.
Hold on, real quick though. We got to give credit to Horford as well because I think he also did a damn good job on Embiid.
I'm not denying that, but it was like, bro, in the second half, he took 16 shots in the first half, right? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
He only took 2 in the second half. He completely checked out the game.
And my boy,
I think Horford was too much for him, and he was just like,
he said Embiid quit.
Because like, bro,
how do you drop off that?
Where he damn near became a liability on defense.
That seems impossible to do.
On that pick and roll with Jason Tatum.
Yeah, they was tearing him up.
He was going straight at Embiid. Like, I have not seen him look like that in his career, dag near ever.
So that second half might have been a mental thing.
That's what it looked like, and it was just like, okay, you put that hard.
I know that one play you talking about, Isaiah, on the pick and roll. He just went right around Embiid into the middle and laid it right up.
I think once Tatum really, really got hot, I think a lot of Philly was just like, oh yeah, it's one of those. Like once Tatum was hitting like them tough shots where niggas is right in front of him, like yeah, Dre know what I'm talking about. When niggas start hitting some of those, that can deplete your spirit whether you wanted to or not. To where you just like, oh yeah, like it's one of the games. It just happened to be the wrong game. It's Game 7. That's what I'm saying. That's why you never like when people was talking about. When the Lakers was up, we're not on this series yet, but when we was up in Game 4 or Game 5, and they're like, oh, yeah, we was up in Game 4, and they were like, yeah, Game 5, we still got Game 6 to get it. I'm like, no, that is a terrible mentality. Like, you always take care of that as soon as you can because you never want to leave it to chance another day. You never wanted to leave it to chance for somebody to get hurt, anything that happened. When you got that chance, you treat that split like a Game 7. Closeout games is one of the hardest games in sports, period.
Whether it's on the road or at home.
During the 30 to 10?
33 to 10, they outscored them.
33 to 10
in the third quarter.
It was
tied up. It was tied up like 55 or something like that.
Going into the half, it was 55-52 Celtics. And then
Tatum gave him 3
steamrolled their ass.
He gave him 3 threes and 3 layups in a row. On like 6 consecutive possessions.
But that's just so.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Once I seen that, and then the others was knocking they little threes down, when I seen Derek White and Brogdon hitting I was like, oh yeah, this a wrap.
No, this one I knew when they called timeout. And then when they got back out there, he did that shit again. I was like, oh,
yeah, bro.
That one, I'll have to give Doc. Doc at least tried to stop the bleeding and say, hey, timeout.
He did. Yeah.
And then that motherfucker came back out and, like you said, went back down for 3 straight trips and just
yeah.
That's when I was like, oh yeah, this shit a wrap.
It was like he unstoppable today.
Yeah.
And that defense allowed Boston to finish 15 to 33 from 3-point range. That is.
I mean, you say allow, but what was Tatum? Shit, did he miss from 3? He missed like 2 threes. It seems like only.
Tatum single-handedly tried to give Philly this series, and these niggas still couldn't close it out.
What was Tatum?
He literally turned up in the fourth quarter in Game 6. What was it, like 3-4 minutes left, and got like 16 points?
Yeah,
like we had it right there to where Isaiah was even saying like we finna start a dialogue about this nigga, and he just turned the hell up, and he done turned up ever since.
Like dialogue my ass.
He dropped. So he passed Steph Curry for most points in a Game 7. He's dropped 51 points, 5 assists, 13 rebounds, 17 to 28 from the field, 6 to 10 from deep.
And it's just crazy.
Now that's how you play in the Game 7.
60% from 3.
But that's my whole thing. It's just like in Game 6, okay, in the fourth quarter when you got the Celtics on the rope at home, their star player is not playing well
at all.
That's when you have to pull it out.
Probably having the worst game of his career.
It seems like these last few games.
Now that I'm sorry not to cut you off, Isaiah, but now that I just hear them stats, bro, a motherfucker come and shoot a 6 of 10 from 3 in Game 7, man. You just step to the side of the road and tip your hat. Shit.
It's just more
You're gonna lose.
Him and James Harden.
He said you're gonna lose.
In those last few games, especially Game 6 and 7. Checked out in the late third and fourth quarter.
I agree 100%. Tobias Harris needs blame. James Harden,
for sure.
And you.
I think we're so used to it from James Harden. That's why nobody flaming Harden up, because it's like we used to this.
It's like Chris Paul. It's like Chris Paul, JC. First ballot, all that. I believe you're gonna go, and you deserve it. You have numbers in this league, but it might be even time for you to start looking for that studio gig, bro. Because we're tired of seeing this act in the playoff.
My thing is, this man in the last 3 games, in the fourth quarter, each fourth quarter, across 3 games, do you know how many points he scored?
The same as me, and I wasn't even there.
Exactly.
I wasn't there.
Yeah. 0.
Yeah.
Are y'all serious?
In Game 5, fourth quarter, 0. In Game 6, fourth quarter, 0. In Game 7, fourth quarter, 0 points.
What?
And see, I was happy about Embiid getting Harden, even knowing his issues or whatever, because I felt like Embiid would take, would take that pressure off him. At least you ain't the guy no more. So, but Harden ain't supposed to be thinking like that. You supposed to still be just as aggressive as if you are the guy, and then let everything else take its course. Like Harden he's shown with the Game 1 and the Game 4 that he's still capable of that type of spit. So I don't know what type of block this nigga be having to where he just had these random games where he looked like the Monstars and took his talent or something.
Well, it's one of those ones where I don't know. He went for 45. I ain't gonna tell you.
And I never had to care before. Usually I would be happy right now going in on Harden, but now it's, it's affecting me. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite players is on your team, and I got my little cousin on your team. So now I'm rooting for you. So now I feel what Houston fans been feeling all this time. Like this man hurt.
Yep.
I told y'all.
But another thing that bothered me, and it's not going to be what Isaiah thinks, but I was bothered by the post conference. And again, it's not what Isaiah thinks I'm going to be upset about. It was just his energy in general. That's like when he made the comment about like, oh yeah, there's things bigger than basketball. And I hate when niggas do that shit, bro. Cause like niggas out here giving blood, sweat, tears. That energy right there is why you didn't win, bro. You don't care enough. It don't sting enough. it don't hurt enough. And
the-
it seems like he's trying to allude to the whole time of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, it sucks losing, but we'll just try to figure out how I can get better. It was just so
And that's this,
nonchalant. Like he didn't like it didn't really affect him.
Participation trophy era, man. That's speaking right there.
It makes me feel like, damn, nigga, is that all you wanted was the MVP? It's like when you with them and I said it, Isaiah. You even remember, bro? I said it before the playoffs started. I want this nigga to go into the playoffs with that same energy I saw the last 2 months of the season when you was fighting and playing your heart out trying to get that damn MVP. I want to see that same energy in the playoffs to go get you a championship. And it seems like as of right now, he don't got that spit in him to where he wants it bad enough. And that's why he's not playing in the conference finals right now.
It just seems
my bad.
My bad, Andre. It just seems like every single time he'll just kind of find a way to scapegoat the pressure up off of him. Like, brother, you the one who demanded, okay, we call you the MVP because of the way you dominating on the floor. Okay, you got it. And then it seemed like you got satisfied or something. Like I didn't quite understand what happened. Like
even his MVP night was terrible. Iverson went and dropped like 50, if I'm not mistaken, on his MVP night.
So like the reason why I was upset about him talking about me and James can't win alone, brother. Y'all play, bro. You cannot sit up here after a performance of that nature, sitting up talking about the both of y'all. Like I said, the both of y'all put up 8 buckets, 8 field goals, and 9 turnovers together.
But I took that a little differently than most of y'all did when I actually
saw
watched
the whole quote.
He said it. The way he said it, it sounded like he was kind of saying like them, like individually, not like, oh, the rest of y'all was trash and we can't do it by ourselves. I didn't hear it like that.
No, bro, it didn't even need to be said that way. Then he should have left it at, I need to get better, and this summer as a team we will work together to get better. That's the way you say that. Not no, me and James can't win alone. That's why it's a 5-on-5 game, brother.
I think sometimes Embiid be talking to them fast for his head or something, and sometimes he says stuff, you know what I'm saying, in a way that it probably ain't meant to be taken. But now it's like it comes off as if he trashed them, which I don't know. Only his teammates can answer if he trashed them or not. But to me, I didn't feel that.
He lucky I wouldn't have been in that locker room. As soon as he'd have walked through them doors, share to them.
But he did say all throughout the interview that he needs to be better though, and that he needs to, go back to the drawing board.
But to say that snide comment of me and James can't win alone, brother, y'all played garbage. That's game 7. You cannot.
You're saying regardless of what he meant it, y'all. It doesn't matter. Y'all still play garbage.
The way to say that is, I need to be better as a team. Overall, we need to be better, and this summer we'll work together to get better. That's the way that needs to be phrased, not a way of me and James can't win alone. That's why it's a 5-on-5 game.
But see, I took it more so of like we can't win alone, so we like need each other type of thing. But I can see how it can exclude
after the way that he did that junk last season and with Ben Simmons. Don't get me wrong, I'm not defending Ben Simmons because, like I said, he deserves.
You're saying he's capable of throwing his team under the
exactly. Thank you, exactly. And it's just
the Ben Simmons one, he meant all of that for sure.
Like, bro, you sitting up there smiling, talking about the same thing that Giannis said is steps to success, brother. Giannis has a ring. Giannis goes out there and tries to get better. At least Giannis, like we said, Giannis said he needs to work on his jump shot. At least we see him take jump shots. We see him constantly trying to work on that jump shot.
And Giannis wasn't choking. It was just something a defense coaches was strategizing against him that he couldn't figure out. And once he finally did, we seen the result. So I don't really consider that choking when it's just, you trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And then once he figured it out, it wasn't nothing they can do at the time.
Yeah, that's my whole thing, bro. I'm just, like I told you, I do not hate Embiid. I do troll him a lot because we go back and forth with the Jokic and Embiid talk. I do think he is a talented player. He is an amazing talent. But it's like Ragu brought up the point about Pat Bev making the comment. These dudes who are the ultra talented people in the league do not seem to love basketball like they are supposed to. It just does not.
And that is the vibe I got from that interview.
just like you think they would. It's, I don't even know if they supposed to is what we should say, but you
got millions of fans who's paying because they want to see you succeed and get that championship for their city. So they shouldn't want that spit more than you do, and they're the ones they're literally paying you and supporting you to go do that. And you over there nonchalant as ever. I ain't even no full-blown Sixers fan, and I feel like I was more hurt than this nigga was that he lost.
I think we should all be blessed to love the thing that we're best at, because according to Pat Bev, a lot of these guys that are really good at basketball don't love that shit. And it's probably this is.
I mean, is it really a surprise?
Go into life like that too, and look at stuff that people are good at that they cool on doing.
Then you got to think about it too. Remember what we was talking about before EMBIID got drafted? He had only been playing basketball 3-4 years at the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of to be expected in a way that it's not like, oh, I got this full all my life passionate thing for basketball, because it's like it was something you just picked up and realized like, oh, I'm better than most of these niggas.
And I'm really tall, and it benefits being tall. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this. I can go somewhere with this. And
I do think we were slightly spoiled to grow up in an era, especially with Ragu, who's more mature than most of us, well, all of us on here.
I thank you for putting it like that.
Yeah, that's I was about to say that's his way of saying that. Yeah, the old nigga right here.
I'm old as fuck. Yeah, I love it though.
That was a nice way of putting it.
I gotta respect my elder. So he grew up on, Magic, Bird. He got to see Jordan in his prime.
Absolutely.
They were ultra competitive guys.
And he didn't deserve that, by the way. But go ahead. It makes me sick that he got to see that full blown and talks about it the way he does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ragu, the way
all the sports that you've probably seen over the years, baseball, football, basketball, those guys grew up loving those sports. You know what I'm saying? And now even for EMBIID, he comes from a village out in Africa, and it was probably, okay, this was my way out. I finally made it out. So now,
right. He probably really didn't care for it. It was just like, hey, this is a ticket right here.
And don't get me wrong, he is absolutely correct in the sense of there's more important things in the world that's going on in basketball. You can name,
but that should go without saying. Don't say it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me finish. Hold on.
Especially don't say it in the press conference after you lost.
Hold on.
After you lost in Game 7.
Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. He is correct in that sense, but you cannot say that after a performance like that, right after in the press conference and one of the biggest games of your career. On your legacy thus far, because what's been the critique? He can't even get to the conference finals. You brother,
it's sick to think about. It's like, wow.
After this year,
Harden.
He's lost 3 straight Game 7s in the semis, bro. 3 straight.
In the second round.
Now, against the Raptors, played magnificent. That other one against what was it? The Hawks played piss poor. In this one, played piss poor. So 2 out of 3 of those Game 7s, brother, you need to look in the mirror, bro. You blaming Ben, you blaming your teammates and that, bro. Look in the mirror, but yourself. Look in the mirror, bro. I need some accountability, bro. I need some major, like you did say, okay, I need to be better. But with that, like I told you, with that snide comment at the end that saying like me and James can't win alone, it felt like, okay, let me try to take some of the pressure off of me and deflect a little bit. Nah, bro. Nah. I ain't that, bro. Most of the time, when we was growing up and we saw NBA start, they mainly took that shit in stride and said, you know what, I got to be better. We got to go back to the drawing board. We got to go back.
Then they would actually go get better too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It really shouldn't be much to be said. We should see that next season.
The last one that we've seen do that is Giannis. Giannis said, bro, I won a championship. And then what he do? That very next year came out and got one.
I want to reiterate that this, in my opinion, is squarely on James Harden and Tobias Harris, man. You guys stunk up the court yesterday in the second half.
I mean, I feel you, D, because Melton ain't supposed to be like the top core. You know what I'm saying? I get where you're going with that. But as far as me knowing what he's capable of, is probably what disappoints me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Of me, like he can't start on that team.
Melton had some great defensive plays yesterday, though. Yeah. In his limited time.
Let me say this: Philly's not where they're at without that glue of him being as great defensively as him and PJ Tucker have been all year, for sure. So that's why I let a lot of that split pass.
Listen, man, yesterday he came out for the other kid that Doc started playing. What's his name?
Maxie.
Daniel House?
No.
Who? Daniel House?
Yeah, he lost minutes to House. He lost minutes to Tucker and his normal rotation minutes of Spell and Harden and Maxey. So he was very up and down yesterday in his minutes. When he was in there, he played great D. The problem was Harden has all of a sudden became very guardable, one-on-one.
Yes.
And Tobias Harris never,
especially when he ain't aggressive,
yesterday, until after the game was already out of control. I think he went on a roll where he scored like 3 buckets in a row or something after the horse was already out of the barn.
And that's what I was talking about, Isaiah. I'm like, nigga, why don't you like? The reason the All-Star games go the way it goes, where everybody be scoring 30s, because they don't give a damn. I know they don't be playing defense, but they don't give a damn who's on the court with them or who's in front of them. We finna score. So when Harden gets on the floor with somebody he feels at this point in his career is better than him, it's like he's like, okay, well, I ain't gonna try to score like that. Like, no, that's what's gonna make y'all what y'all are. Y'all both need to be on some like Wade and Bron type split when they was both getting over 25 a game. You need to be on that type of time. Absolutely. Not I'm gonna just kick back with these little 17, 18 points.
He's not gonna be able to do that night in, night out anymore. It's over for that.
It's just it was really sad to see everybody on that floor for Philly check out of that game after getting busted in the mouth like that.
Yeah.
Boy, like everybody checked out. It started with Embiid, then it went to Harden, then it went to Tobias.
And it just sucks for any team when you see them have a championship core. When you see you have a team that's good enough to win a championship right now. And that is so hard to get.
We all think they are.
Yeah, like I'm just saying on paper.
Reality is what we've been saying.
But you know, on paper, you guys have the talent to win a championship right now. And it takes a lot of luck. It takes some circumstances to go your way and all of that. Taking this same team next year, if y'all don't do some work, it's not going to be that easy again.
Nope.
So when you have them type of chances, you got to seize it.
So y'all just said a stat where you say Embiid has lost in 3 straight conference semifinals.
Game 7s.
Sometimes when people show you who they are, just believe them and move on, man.
I ain't ready yet, man. I ain't ready yet. I need 1 or 2 more.
Hey, just believe them and move on. That's up, I hear you though. It's tough to just say,
But can you imagine for that poor fan base? That must feel like a punch to the stomach.
Oh yeah,
to watch your team with your own eyes, like Isaiah said, just check out, shut down, not play. I mean,
and to Boston of all people.
But I ain't gonna lie, I knew that series was over. Once they dropped that, I knew deep down that series was over.
33-10.
It's just.
That third quarter was something else yesterday.
I couldn't believe that.
I had a 7.
Me either, Dre.
In that first game 7 against Toronto, he scored 21, 11 rebounds and 4 assists with 3 blocks. But he shot 33% from the field.
Yikes.
Just like this series.
That was when my guy Butler was over there. I know he missing that.
What? And then against Atlanta, that was the good one where Ben Simmons checked the ball out after he had a wide open dunk. He scored 31, 11, and 3 on 52%. No problems there. So everybody thought, okay, it's Ben Simmons' issue. This game, 15 points, 8 rebounds on 27.8% from the field.
Ouch.
Damn.
Can we take a minute to shout out Philly for choosing Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, real great job, huh?
Oh, God.
Can we take
feeling
a
happy
minute,
about
man?
that, aren't
Give
you?
them their flowers on that.
Whoever did that should be fired. They better not have
Well, it
no
wasn't.
job.
I guess he did because it wasn't Maury.
Yeah, it wasn't
I don't
more.
think that was Maury. Yeah, that was whoever they had before that.
Has anybody got fired over there recently?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
their
saying,
GM was gone.
That's who did it. That's who did it. On the real, I bet you. I bet you. That'll tell you who did it.
Like you
Whoever
said,
got
them
fired.
owners, they take a second to think back. Like, hold on, when that right there happened, whose decision was that? Who did that right there?
But listen,
Yeah, well, it was JC's research that said that. Well, tell JC to come here. God damn it.
Like I
It's all
said,
this
them
stuff.
owners do not be watching basketball. They watch results. And when they see something or somebody they know gets in their ear, like, hey, you know, y'all had this, and they be like, what? That was on our team, or we let,
Yeah.
and then everybody in the office. So what happened there? What happened? Explain this to me. What that process was?
wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Listen,
I mean, if you wanted them owners that really want to win, yep, I would.
and Doc Rivers, boy, you ain't safe neither, bro. This is
I'm
not-
surprised he still got a job right now. I didn't think he was going to be able to leave that garden, the TD Garden, without getting that call. I ain't even gonna lie.
Listen to this.
Like
Listen-
what? This got to be that 08 run got to be one of the most.
Let me give you the stat. Let me give you the stat. This is now seven
Game
playoff
7. Huh?
series with a blown 3-1 or 3-2 lead by Doc Rivers.
Wow.
7.
And he's probably had more talent than most coaches in the time frame that he's had. I'm talking dating back all the way to T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? We can go back there.
I have
Then to now in the last 20 years, Doc has probably had more talent and more chances than any coach I could recall.
I have never seen a coach ride a ring as hard as Doc Rivers.
That
has.
team in general.
That
They be milking that like these niggas was a dynasty.
bruh. Oh my gosh. I have never seen a coach.
That back-to-back Lakers core don't even be talking this crazy or meeting up in reunions and all that like that.
I'm trying to tell you, brother. Like,
Dirk, to be honest, Dirk and them, they spit was more impressive. When the last time we seen Jet and Deshaun Stevenson and Tyson Chandler and all of them? I ain't seen these niggas have a reunion yet, and that was over 10 years ago.
I ain't heard about them boys in so long, bro. But every single week, I'm hearing KG running his mouth, Paul Pierce running his mouth, like
Sitting there having 30-minute segments talking about that run. Nigga, you won one ring.
Oh, how we broke LeBron. I bet you did. It was 3-4 All-Stars on one team.
You broke LeBron all them years and got one ring to show for it. You got the same amount as him in that time frame.
Thank you.
The same exact amount.
Thank you. Sad. I'm sorry, Doc Rivers, bro. You done, bro. Talking about Hall of Fame coach. Hall of Fame for what? Blowing leads?
Yeah. I was even a little shocked with the top 15 coach all time thing. I was like, wow.
Top 15.
Wow.
I guess I'm a top 15 referee of all time already then. I guess.
Like Isaiah, one of these episodes, we're gonna have to really run down the talent this man has had on his teams as far as stars, and now you got an MVP in the MVP year.
I can name one per team. Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Paul, Tracy McGrady.
Chris Paul.
EMBIID. So right there, you got 4 like
first ballot Hall of Famers.
Yeah. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
And you even had the best version of Blake. You had the best version of Blake that exists.
That right there would run through most of the NBA if you put them all in their prime together.
Yep. That's like Golden State type energy.
Hey, bro, man, what the f are we talking about? This nigga's still a coach, man.
And right now, I don't know how he's still a coach right now.
Bro, he wouldn't even have been on the plane back to Philly. Hey, bro, go ahead, get your
Like I thought this season was championship or bust for him.
To Tulum or Rio de Janeiro, Tokyo. I don't care where you go. You can go on vacation, but brother, you gone, bro. Brother, you're not getting on this team.
Especially with this many great coaches on the market. Like these niggas is idiots. If he's not going by tonight, these niggas is idiots. Like how often do you have this good of a pool of coaches that's out there as free agent? And from what I hear, Ty Lue might even be on the brink of that. Like them niggas is crazy if they don't get rid of him. Like
these owners think they're gonna go get.
My thing is, at least Ty Lue got a damn excuse. Kawhi and PG just don't.
Ty Lue is a great coach to me. I don't got no issues with.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I get what you're saying. Yeah.
At least he got.
He's never. I haven't seen many losses from him where I was like, yeah, that's on you, brother. Like he usually had really, really tough injuries and overachieved with what he had, for the most part.
What I've seen from Doc Rivers is just shameful, man. I'm tired of talking about him. Next
Yeah. I know, but I did want to ask y'all what y'all think the Sixers can do this summer.
I don't know what they can do. I don't.
We've seen everything.
Like, bro.
Yeah. They didn't revamp. They didn't got a new coach. They didn't got a new GM.
It's like they're happy. It's like they're settled with what they got.
You said it perfect, Jay. They pretty much have done everything. They pretty much have. Right.
I mean, it's up to that roster if they want to get better. Or not.
They got to dig in.
At this point, it's obviously, as you guys say, get rid of Doc Rivers. But as a player, as an individual, you guys want to get better.
And that's the thing people miss. The front office and the owner and everybody, coaches, training staff, they can do all they want to do. At the end of the day, between them four lines, it's the players. Nobody else can play the game for you.
Put the work in.
Nobody else plays it for you. All they can do is it's like you lead the horse to water, can't make it drink.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. That summed it up perfectly. I mean, what more can they do? If somebody can name it, I'll give you $100 right now. If somebody can name what more that the GM can do, like, bro, he's put his best foot forward and said, okay, Ben Simmons a problem. Okay, we'll bring in Harden. That seemed like a little bit better fit. Didn't work out. Then you went out and got Melton off the Grizzlies to be your sixth man, your defensive stalwart off the bench.
And I can attest to that. Morey single-handedly went out of his way to pick Melton. Like he knew what he was getting. Morey's the one that drafted him in the first place in 2018 when he was Houston's GM. Exactly. So Morey went out of his way to go grab him. So Morey's done a great job. Like there's no complaints about what he's done. He went and got you your second star, got rid of Simmons, brought in PJ Tucker. Yeah, it's like, I mean, this ain't no Morey at all.
I mean,
I know Morey wouldn't have let Butler go. I know that. You know, I know he wouldn't have kept no damn Tobias.
Yeah, I slightly do feel bad for Philly fans because y'all still got the Eagles. Y'all just went to the Super Bowl and shit. That bad for y'all. Yeah. On the basketball spectrum, I do.
Ooh, I know January and February was feeling good for them, huh?
Like, well,
they probably thought we finna get both sports.
They went through trust the process just to keep getting bounced in the second round.
I remember that. It was bad. Philly was winning, what, 15, 20 games a year? I remember that era.
That shit was terrible. They didn't even win 82 games like across 4 years, it was like, or something like that.
Yeah.
And you gonna sit here and tell me this the best that we can come up with, bro?
That's what you was trusting the process on.
You gotta find
they haven't been to the Eastern Conference Finals since 2001. I did it.
What was I in? 3rd, 4th grade?
And that's when the Lakers won the championship, right?
I was 4 years old. I was 4 years old.
And I think I think that was when the Lakers had swept every team and then lost game one.
That was the only game we lost.
Or after that.
Yep.
My bad. I was actually 3 going on 4 years old. That's sad, bro. I'm 25 now.
and you haven't seen him in the East Finals since. That's crazy.
That's wild. That is wild.
So much time has passed.
I think Sacramento's been in the conference finals more recent than them.
This is a fact. Correct. 2002, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And we laugh about Sacramento. We laugh at Sacramento.
We said they had the worst run of the last 20 years. These niggas like, we made a conference finals more recently than y'all. And we ain't even been in the playoffs. That's terrible.
Man.
But yeah, enough of these guys, man. I agree with you, Isaiah. Let's go Knicks Miami.
Jalen Brunson, I tip my cap to you, brother. You
same here. I was talking my spit, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
Even on elimination, 41 points.
Firstly, let me also apologize to Jalen Brunson. I was unfamiliar with your game. I said last year that I don't know if the Mavs should have paid you all that money that you was demanding, brother. They should have gave you all that money that you was demanding. The man averaged 30 plus points in the playoff series when a lot of games his teammates didn't show up.
He was more pivotal than we realized. We were so googly eye over Luka. We didn't even realize how pivotal he was. Because remember the Utah series, Luka missed the first couple games, if I'm not mistaken, and he went off. Like, so
I just thought that mainly it was a situation of opportunity.
He the only one on the court. Yeah, that's how I saw it.
Exactly. And my brother, I'm sorry, I was unfamiliar with your game. I apologize. You're hearing it from me directly. Okay.
Julius Randle, bum. RJ Barrett, bum. Who else? Quinn Grimes, bum. Obi Toppin, bum.
Nobody who's been talked about. So he's a role player. I ain't even finna get into Quentin Grimes. But Julius Randle, to call yourself one of the stars of the Knicks, get out of here, bro. You need to be on the same flight Doc Rivers on, brother.
And you know what's really sad too is Randall in that closeout game, he dropped 15, 3, and 11 across the board, but shot 3 of 14 from the field, 1 for 7 from deep. You inconsistent son of a bitch. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound mean or nothing, but JC, I see what you mean.
You sorry you spit when Dre come at you like that.
I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt because he made it back, and I know how hard not just him but the team worked to get here. And for you to play the way that you did, not just in this series but even in the Atlanta one, I mean not the Atlanta one, even in the, it's sad. You have to be better.
But I've been seeing this from Randall. Like I didn't expect nothing different. All my guys as Knicks fans, most of them feel the same way. They know what time it is with Randall. They just be hoping for the best.
But it's just funny that you remember when the Lakers, after they won their ring and they kind of fizzled out there a bit, and niggas was talking about, oh, we should have kept the
all of that core. Yeah, man, I still argue with niggas about that to this day.
Brother, you
lost Brandon Ingram, you lost Randall, you lost who else? Clarkson, my guy, but he was another one. Lonzo, like,
don't get me wrong. The only person I said that I wanted to keep was BI. He's the only one.
Nah, that nigga could go too. That nigga ain't done spit.
Nigga, what is he supposed to do?
Look, we won the ring out of that spit. Ain't nobody that left done nothing close to that.
Only
Clarkson,
people
my guy, though,
and him though.
Yeah, it's a team game. Come on now.
Man,
Zion fucking every damn season. Come on now, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, because I remember when we had all of them guys. Like, yeah, they was young pups or whatever, but it ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like we was contending or getting close to playoffs and nothing. Like we wasn't doing spit. So I'm like, what am I supposed to be missing? And them niggas still ain't making playoffs other than JC them couple years when he was with Utah. When he got to Utah. My bad. He did go to the finals because he was on that Bron team where Bron carried everybody. He was on that squad.
So JC, so Jordan Clarkson gets some praise for getting carried to the finals. With Brandon Ingram out there in New Orleans with Zion not playing half his career and he gets crucified. But one time he did make the playoffs. He averaged 27, 6, and 6 on 47 and 40 splits. That's not bad. That's why I said
I don't miss them cores, bro.
I didn't say I missed the whole core. You missed
Including him.
Nah. You can't tell me a brother who out there having 27.
And you know what's funny? That's the main nigga I be arguing about. The one you defended right now. I don't care about B.I. leaving. That there was good riddance. And
good riddance is
at
wild.
the time.
Good riddance.
At the time, I was cool with us keeping Kuzma. And Kuzma did contribute to that 2020 year.
What?
Kuzma contributed to that 2020 year. Stop playing, bro.
Sorry ass nigga up out of here.
Kuz contributed. That nigga wasn't just 100% Gary.
And B.I. could have did the same shit, if not better than Kuzma. Thank you. That's my point.
I think Kuz a little better off the ball than B.I. B.I. kind of a ball dominant nigga. So I don't know if he would have handled it the same.
That's fair.
You see what Kuz doing. You see what Kuz doing when he by himself. Like he getting, you know what I'm saying, doubles and 30-point games and spit too.
So he gets some praise, but
I'm not giving him praise. I'm just saying, you see what a nigga do when he by himself. It's just numbers.
Brother, he playing in Washington.
Empty stats is what I'm saying. All of them niggas. And Zoe ain't stayed on the court.
That's
this nigga. You said Kyle. This nigga averaged 12.8 your championship year.
I didn't say he was a star. We did have LeBron. We did have LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, hold on.
13 points sounds about right. What do you mean? That sounds about right for that team.
You telling me B.I. couldn't have did that? Come on now. Come on. Even off ball. You telling me he couldn't have did that?
What does the Knicks need to do this offseason?
Get rid of Julius Randle.
Quickly, too. There is no playing around with this. Get his ass out. These fans already got a death warrant on him, too, on top of that. These fans are not happy.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all need a new coach. Tom Thibodeau ain't that guy. We've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, that too. I didn't seen him make some idiotic decisions this playoffs for sure.
New York is too.
I don't know how that. It's some of these niggas. I'm like, how do you still have a job? But niggas like Budenholzer, Monty Williams, Nick Nurse, and even Frank Vogel, niggas is losing their jobs, but y'all niggas just sit there chilling the whole time. Like how?
Yeah, the Knicks need to get some points in transition, man. They're too deliberate, man.
I'll give you another one. I don't know how Taylor Jenkins is still chilling.
Who?
Bro.
Taylor Jenkins. I don't know how he's still chilling. He another one.
Well, he got John Wick out there, so he got.
That's the last of their worries right now. I ain't thinking about no damn coach. Bickerstaff, another one though that I feel underachieved this year. You got all that talent, and then you losing 5 to one nigga.
Bickerstaff is Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had to make sure.
You lost in 5 to one nigga. He another one.
Oh, and Donovan Mitchell, brother. I
get it. But the coach, it's on the coach sometimes to get the players to a certain level, right? Because they got a lot more talent than just Mitchell.
No, I agree. I was talking about him talking about, I should have been first team all NBA. Brother, what? What's up, boy?
Well, it's regular season. I can see the argument.
I guess. Bro, man.
Who made first? Shy and who?
Luka. I ain't gonna lie, Luka.
Nah. Maybe he's saying because he made playoffs, but no. Did he make second?
Yeah, he made second.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what the Knicks need to do. But shout out Jimmy Butler for getting the Heat together, man. He's still leading them. They 8th seed, bro. That's crazy.
Jimmy is literally Michael Jordan in the playoffs, bro. I don't know why he be because he be fooling me because during the season, he get his little 17, 5-5 or 24-6 or something like that. And I'd be like, damn, what's up with my nigga, man? And then as soon as the playoffs start, that's when the Jimmy that I fell in love with turns up. Like, okay, I remember this Jimmy right here. And he does it every playoff. All he got to do is get in.
That's all that matters to me. Okay, as long as I get in, I don't care what seed I got. I don't care about no home court advantage. I don't care about none of that. I'm finna hoop now.
Jimmy literally makes it like feel like March Madness when he's in the playoffs because he always got that puncher's chance.
And they really,
typically the top seeds is what it is in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? 7 and 8 seeds don't win that often. So Jimmy gives you those vibes.
And that's really like, not only are they in the Eastern Conference Finals, but they knocked out the number 1 seed Bucks. Like no one's
the team with the best record in the league.
In 5 games at that, nobody expected that, nor did we see it coming.
Let that have been Luka that did that.
Oh my God.
All right, this is the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to State in LA.
No, don't be mad. Don't be mad. We gave you a boy.
Yeah, what did he say? What did he say? Go to State in 6 or 7?
Yeah.
I thought you was talking
6. I was really hoping they was gonna come out and really piss y'all off, but yeah, that didn't happen. It was the other way around. But you know what? I still have to give you guys credit where credit is due, and that was an earned victory. When you had guys like Austin Reeves step up, AD, of course, doing his thing. Not just on the offensive end either, on the defensive end as well. And shout out to
Schroeder has some pivotal moments too.
Yep. Shout out to just finding a way to contain Steph. Like that was the ultimate thing.
That's what I was worried about.
I didn't think that was going to happen. So I tip my hat to guarding Steph because that is not an easy job.
Let me say this, bro. Golden State fans, y'all cry so much, bro. Y'all are such bro. I've seen LA fans cry too, but like the whole situation of the fouls and stuff.
Yeah, this has been a funny series seeing the back and forths on Twitter. I ain't gonna lie.
I had somebody tell me the other day after the series was done that the trade for AD was the same as KD going to the Warriors because they were both moves to get a ring. Are you serious, brother?
What clown said that shit?
Man, it was a couple
you shouldn't even acknowledge that nigga.
I was just like, bro, I was like, yeah, this is when I need to log off social media. But like the whole thing about the fouls, bro, there's no way y'all was actually watching the game. And now, like when I'm watching games, most of the time I'm watching the referees more than I'm watching the players. Cause like I told y'all, I'm starting the referee game. So I need to be on my P's and Q's if I want to get to like, let's say the G League or even the NBA level.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you watch a lot of them games, when the Warriors would get to the basket, the Lakers would play without fouling. Like they would sometimes, if they knew they couldn't get there to even block the shot, they were just, okay, just go ahead and let him have the layup. This has been a problem for the Warriors for I don't know how long. For the last 3 years, even when they won the championship, they were bottoms in free throws attempted, and they were bottoms in fouls per game.
It's all them damn 3-point shots.
Exactly. Like, bro, you pulling up 53s a game. Like, yeah, you're not finna shoot.
Yeah, nobody's going to foul the jump shooter. That's like a rule in basketball.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Lakers can't even shoot enough three. They can't shoot well enough to take that many threes, first off. So they're constantly driving to the paint.
Right.
Now,
and then they're a lot bigger than Golden State. So you foul and trying to stop the bigger team.
And they say that's the dumbest shot to try to block is a 3-point shot because it's rare that you even block a 3-point shot. The best thing you can do is contest it as best as possible. You don't. If you really think about it, how often do you see 3-point shots get blocked? That would be stupid.
There's like a multitude of plays that I can point to where both teams are flopping all around and looking for calls and stuff like that. But like specifically Steph, bro, when his shot wasn't falling. This man would starfish after daggone every shot he was taking, especially in games where he wasn't getting going.
I mean, Steph been doing that though.
If you know what I mean by starfishing, spreading his legs out.
Yeah, he been doing. I think he stopped for a second because they was on the players about that. But yeah, that ain't new. That nigga been doing. There
was one point where LeBron blocked his shot, and then after he saw it get blocked, he falls to the floor. So y'all are saying just the
Steph pisses me off because he's so good at doing that, and he still be making the effing shot though. Like it's like he be doing all this crazy flinging it around and falling, and like you said, starfishing and all that, and he be making the 3. And I'm like, damn. How do you have the mental focus to try all of that to get the call, but your three still falling? Like,
and he releases that thing so damn quick too. As soon as he catches it, that thing's in and out of his hand.
It's just the constant crying when we're outmatched. Oh, this, that. Bro, shut up, bro. And y'all wasn't crying when y'all got KD, bro. When y'all broke the league for dang near 3 years. And luckily, I mean, let me not say this because I don't wish injury on any player, but in 2019, it all stopped because KD happened to get injured. And Draymond called him a bitch, and then he went on about his merry way. But man, y'all got enough, bro. Like, stop crying.
Yo, OG, I got a question.
Yo.
Why did the Warriors lose this series?
Lakers was a little bit too much for them.
Baller too.
And I will say, and I will stand by this. Draymond Green is trash.
I agree.
And it looks like Poole is a bit of a fraud as well.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
This whole passing the torch shit was hell no.
I legitimately thought Poole.
I told you that he was
like
not the torch pass. What did I say? I said there's no way this kid is way too inconsistent to get that torch pass to him. I told y'all this. I told y'all, bro. And he proved it once again, bro.
Bro, I thought Poole was like Golden State looking into the future of like the next guy. I could give y'all another example of somebody I looked at like that, even though he never had a run like Jordan Poole did in the playoffs last year. I thought Justice Winslow was going to be that for Miami. I thought Wade was going to pass the torch to him at that time, and it didn't work out like that. But that's kind of, I kind of anticipated, like, even when Steph is kind of getting on his last leg or when he on his way out for whatever reason, that Poole would be the guy to – he's not going to be Steph, no. But he's going to be a damn good star guard in this league. And right now, it look like you just got your bread and you chilling, brother.
I ain't got much to say about that. Like I said, I knew that was going to happen. But Game 6, Clay, we going to need to retire that nickname, brother.
Nah, I ain't going to do Clay like that, man. That nigga didn't. I remember that what game was that? OKC. Yeah, that, man. That's one of the greatest games I ever seen in my life right there.
Years, brother.
I get it. But that's going down in history, man.
And
Jay, do you remember that game?
Yeah, isn't it when was that the game he dropped 30 in like one quarter or something like that?
I think he had like 45 when they was down 3-1 to OKC.
Yeah, though I still remember that whole series like it was yesterday.
That was a crazy
half-court shot, and
I thought KD was finna stun them niggas when he hit that. I think it was game 3 when he had hit that shot, or game 4 to go up 3-1. I was like, whoa! I was like, these niggas finna lose.
And really quick to piggyback off of what Isaiah kind of just said, this man in the closeout game, Klay Thompson finished with 8 points, 5 assists, 3 boards, 3 of 19 from the field, 2 of 12 from deep.
Wow.
Dunk it up. And I also saw a stat about Klay Thompson this morning. He's got 1 more year and $43 million left on his company.
Who?
So Klay.
Do you want to hear his overall stats in a game 6, brother? 19 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist on 40%.
Who?
That's Klay Thompson. That's all his game 6s. He has too many stinkers up in there to be called game 6. 8 in 20.
I'm telling you, it's that OKC game, bro. Like, we never let that go.
It is.
That was. I'm telling you, if I was to make like my top 10 greatest games I've seen like live myself that I was watching, that would for sure be in there for me.
Oh, without a doubt.
Does that apply for you, Ragu? Because I know you've seen a lot of great games in your time.
It does.
Okay.
I'm not denying that it was a great game, but like at this point, the nickname got to be retired, bro.
He's still. I think just because of that, he can hold on to the name. That don't mean he's still that, but you know what I'm saying? Because he did that in a game 6, I think that's why they always gonna give him that.
Man,
I think Kyrie's got one of them too.
Game 6? Oh,
Just one-
performances.
Yeah.
What? I mean, that's more of a moment, ain't it?
No, I'm referencing.
You know what?
order
I can
when
tell
you
you it was
get
one of the
that.
greatest Kyrie performances I ever seen. The game him and Bron dropped 40 together.
Yeah, I
that goes
believe
to-
that's it. I believe
Yeah,
that's the game.
I would say that's
And
one of the greatest performances I've
and
ever seen.
maybe it's the third quarter too of that game,
Yeah.
where he just went nuts.
People don't remember that he kept them in that deal. Him and J.R. Smith kept them in that game.
Well, yeah, JR, his little points that he made in the fourth quarter were definitely needed because nobody could hit a shot at that point.
We
I think he came back
wasn't
in and scored like 9 or something.
we wasn't filming at the time, so obviously we're late to a lot of the trending topics. But how did y'all feel about the shot Poole took in game 1?
it wasn't as bad as people make it seem.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I get it, D. I loved it as well.
Like people like it wasn't a great shot, but it was not nearly as bad as people were making it seem. Like
Yeah.
he was in rhythm. He stepped into it. I would have said step in like
He only had like one step closer before somebody would have contended that. But I also felt like he was trying to shoot in rhythm, like when he got the ball.
For a shooter, it's much easier to shoot in rhythm than okay, let me put the ball down and then pull back up and the defender get even closer. Now, would I have taken that shot? Maybe not. But
And I think if Steph takes that shot, we wouldn't even be having that conversation.
No, that's a regular Steph Curry shot.
So if Steph could have bricked that shot as bad as he wanted to, and not one person would have called that a bad shot.
And it's not a bad shot, I don't think. But this guy was trying to be the guy, got caught up in trying to be the guy. And
he already had like 6 threes at that point, though.
That was my whole thing. He was hot that game.
And for the moment, though, for those type of moments, man, he's not that guy. He's not.
That's fair. That's fair.
Jerry, what do you think?
Oh no, I thought it was, it wasn't a I'm not, like you guys said, it wasn't a terrible shot. Like I don't mind him taking that shot. I just feel like he should have. Yeah, I feel like he should have maybe taken it more. Should have been more in rhythm with it, maybe. And I feel like he was thinking too much as well.
Yeah.
Granted, he was hot.
Let Steph Curry take that shot.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, he was hot, but I just feel like he was in his head like, crap, you make this and y'all win, but if you don't, I feel like he may have been.
I was like, he was thinking of that pressure got to him.
Yeah, I feel like
thinking about it. He's thinking about that heroic moment.
He's thinking
I'm finna be the man on Sports Center tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Not that guy.
Yeah,
and Jordan Poole do seem like he that type of nigga. Like he be trying to. He's more the flashy guy than having the production, especially now that he got paid.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's another factor too that sits in. He also probably looks at it as like, hey, we lose. It's cool, but you can't really be cool with that. You gotta.
Do y'all think he looks at himself as like the next coming of that team, one of the franchise guys of the team?
I hope not. And
Yeah,
if he does, he
he's
needs to take a hard look and if he does, he needs to take a hard look in the mirror and really ask himself that.
Yeah, he thinks he's like.
Yeah, take a real hard look, buddy.
He's having a reflection, a soul search right now because of how his results that he just got.
Right.
But he coming into this series and throughout the series until the breaks came off in that game 6 there. Yeah, he thought he was that guy, man.
I'll say this. He got paid at the perfect time. You just had that finals run. Draymond did the spit to, make himself look bad and make you the victim and all of that, which he might have been. And yeah, it was perfect timing for him to get paid.
Can I also add in Jordan Poole? You need to grow up just a little bit too. I understand. I don't know if you guys remember, but I think it was in the Lakers series, and he was walking to the bench, and Draymond was just trying to calm him down, like, "Hey man, it's okay." Like, and he kind of just shoved him off when he went to put his hands.
That ain't no grow up. He don't F with that nigga.
And
he
I
don't
get
F
it.
with Draymond. It's simple.
I get it. You got slugged out. I get it. But at this moment, it's not about you. This is about a team. TEAM. Team.
Man,
you're trying to achieve a goal.
They shouldn't have held on to Draymond then. Like there's no it ain't that it happened. It's the fact that he was like publicly humiliated at that point. You gotta choose one at that point. One of them gotta go. That's not gonna work. Just like KD got up out of there because that chemistry would never be the same. Their chemistry will never be the same. And I feel like you got Kevin Looney. Y'all should be all right. Get him up out of there.
Get Draymond up out of there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
So this question has been asked pretty much the last 3 or 4 years. After every series I ask, what do the Warriors need to do, or what does the losing team need to do this summer? So this is gonna be both of that in one, this question right here. And this has been asked the last 4 years. Is this dynasty over?
I said it immediately Friday night. Yes, it's done. It's done. So they should trade Clay to Philadelphia.
Isaiah, is this the death of a dynasty?
I didn't even have to think about it.
Steph is 35. What, Clay's like 33, 34?
Steph 35?
Yeah, Steph is 35.
Steph ain't no effort. Man, ain't no way.
Look it up.
Ain't no way.
Look it up. Let me know when it hits you.
Wow.
Told you. Yeah.
Wow.
You hit him.
Yeah, he's 5 years away from 40.
Steph is 35. I mean, in the way niggas is talking about Brian, a 35-year-old still playing like that? He don't look like he's slowing down no time soon.
So what you do here is trade some players for some picks, man. I understand that you want Steph.
Nigga, is your answer yes or no?
Yeah. Go ahead and trade some players. It's a wrap, ski.
Klay Thompson, it should be done. And Draymond, get rid of both of them.
Yeah, as much as I love and respect Steph and the Warriors, I unfortunately think it's over too.
Poole can go too.
But you know what? They had, they have nothing. They got nothing to be ashamed of. They had one hell of a run.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Whether you're a fan or you're in that organization, nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
And that's okay. And that is okay.
Y'all legit had one of the greatest teams of all time with adding Kevin Durant.
And I think one of those, in my opinion, is the greatest roster of all time.
Yeah, like you had KD, Draymond, Clay, Steph, all at their height. All you had to do was plug in a center. You had JaVale McGee playing like a defensive.
Man, one of us could have went and played the 5, and they would have been cool.
Hold on, Iguodala. What's his name? Also coming off the bench.
Sean Livingston.
Thank you. Sean Livingston coming off the bench, and bro, that roster right there, them 7 players just.
Livingston is probably their biggest X factor that I don't hear about enough on their run. Like when you got a nigga that long coming in, popping mid ranges whenever he wanted to, and defensively was effective because of his length. Sean Livingston is probably the unspoken person on that entire dynasty.
Yeah, to have a 6-7 point guard coming in there just popping mid range whenever you needed to. He was
a lot of love back when they were doing that thing. People recognized them.
Yeah. I know, but I'm saying, look, 10 years
when they
from
look
now,
back, they don't really say anything.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear Sean Livingston exactly.
Yeah, you just gonna hear the first 4.
Yeah, but when they were doing their thing, real basketball people recognized what he was doing.
And shout out to Sean Livingston for making a whole NBA comeback because I remember his
after that injury,
so nasty.
He was supposed to be finito.
He was supposed to be done.
I don't even like looking at that switch. I turn my head.
He
I can say I've seen some.
was out of high school, fresh from high school kid too, right?
He has one of the top 5 worst injuries I've ever seen on like any playing field, along with Kevin Ware, Paul George, and I don't know if y'all remember Marcus Lattimore from South.
Mhm.
Oh, his bone was sticking out.
Bro,
Mm.
Marcus Lattimore's leg
Woo.
just
Bro, you made my knee hurt right now thinking about that.
came from under the huddle and just kind of like flopped out from under the huddle, and I was just like, oh my! I saw it live. It was so nasty.
Oh my goodness.
Or even
You got me grabbing my knee right now, bro.
or even
I
what's
don't know
his
why you
face?
reminded me of that.
Even Alex Smith. I thought that was one of the
He
worst.
came.
injuries
Remember, he came back though. I remember he hit a 3 or something like that in a game.
Who, Kevin Ware?
You dude, you was just talking. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, Kevin Ware came back and he was playing at Georgia State, but he just never got quite back to where he
Yeah,
was.
of course.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Joe Theismann was bad.
Oh,
I got a true or false question for y'all.
what's up?
Steph Curry will finish his career as a Golden State Warrior.
True.
True.
I don't see him going anyplace else. True.
I'm gonna say true to that.
Let me
I
guess.
don't know why, but I got it in my mind that he might want to get a year in Charlotte, the
Nah,
hometown.
nah,
I think I just little murmurs I've heard him say over the years here and there. I just always felt like he want to get him at least one. But only time will tell, and it'll be sooner than later because I didn't realize how old this nigga was. And that is it, right?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
So now we gotta do predictions.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the final 4.
Oh, let me ask y'all this because I had a discussion with one of my Facebook friends. Once you get to the final 4, would you not consider all these people contenders for the championship?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Easily.
Thank you. I just thought I was tripping. Thank you.
No, they all have a legit opportunity.
But hold on. There is some teams that kind of squeeze through to that point where it's like, okay, like y'all niggas kind of low key shouldn't have got there in the first place, but you got through. Maybe some injuries went your way or something. So
the Lakers shouldn't have.
It happens here or there.
So people could say the Lakers shouldn't have got here. They're here.
They were. People would have said that earlier in the season. They would have said that.
I mean, what was wrong with Golden State? Everybody was
Nothing.
there, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything was wrong with Golden State. It's just that he made the argument of bringing up the Blazers from 2019, and I was just like, they made it to the Final 4. They just ran into a team that was better, and it happened to be the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors have always
Was that the year that Dame hit the shot on OKC and all of that?
Yep, sure enough was.
Oh yeah, they earned every bit of that. I don't know what he talking about. They earned every bit of that.
He after that shot said bye-bye.
Now,
Yeah,
now,
that's another one of the greatest performances, Ragu, right there.
You know, Ragu,
What's that?
real quick. Go ahead.
I do want to make the distinction that the Final 4 in the NCAA tournament is different from any other Final 4 that you would want to say Final 4. Like when you even at the greatest weekend in sports, which is the NFL championship game Sunday, even that Final 4 is not quite what the NCAA basketball Final 4 is.
That's different.
As those
definitely
4
different.
teams are champions of individual regional tournaments.
Correct.
So those are 4 championship teams. I do want to make that distinction.
That's correct, for sure. It was just more so, I'm saying, like, once you get down to this point, all these teams are contenders. Like, they're fighting.
Absolutely. In any Final 4, in any pro league, those 4 teams in the conference championships are contenders. Shit.
100%.
And also another thing that we'll add on to all of this, for all you Bubble Ain't Real fanboys. We got the same exact Final Four from the bubble right now with fans, no COVID incidences this year at all, and all of that. We got the same exact Final Four, same exact matchups right now. So there's another fork in y'all argument of Bubble Ain't Real and Mickey Mouse ring and all of that. And don't let it be the Lakers in Miami again. It's gonna be even worse.
Lakers win again, boy.
Shout out to Frank Vogel, man. We miss you, brother.
100%. And by the way, I love Darvin Ham. I didn't think Vogel deserved that, personally.
No, I'm just saying everybody's back but him, right? Like all the other coaches are back.
No, I think the Celtics have Stevens.
Oh yeah, Celtics. Yeah, that's right. Celtics coach is gone, and for probably good reasons.
Even though Stevens is still overseeing right now, but
yeah,
he's not on the floor.
Yeah, Spoelstra's back. It's just ironic that the guy.
I ain't gonna lie. I be hating to go this route too, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the Ragu approach one time. Brad Stevens being able to avoid getting fired by appointing himself as president, stepping down and appointing himself president. If that ain't some white privilege spit, I don't know what is. Being able to dodge like that. Can't no nigga be able to pull some spit like that.
He didn't appoint himself president. The team appointed.
F out of here.
The team appointed him president. He can't appoint himself.
And F all that. What
I'm
black
not saying,
coach
I'm
you
not saying
that
that
opportunity?
I didn't say it wasn't privilege. I'm just saying he didn't appoint himself. He doesn't have that power.
He was able to maneuver a situation where he was like, okay, I'll leave being a coach and go ahead and take this president role. Because clearly the coaching thing was probably getting to a point where it was like, all right, nigga, like what we doing? And when you have a front office job, your job security is way far safer than a coach's. I think the coach is the number one scapegoat in, you can argue sports, but especially in basketball.
Well, look at what we've just seen about the championship coaches that have been fired. So that would bear out what you're saying. It's true.
But then nothing's more fitting than for a Celtics team with 3 Ks. I think that's a fitting move.
You just love throwing that in there, don't you?
But let's get to the spits.
But GMs that pass on generational talent, they get fired too, though. Right? We proved that earlier as well. So
yeah. But I seen Doc Rivers.
Who didn't pick this guy? Okay, yeah.
I seen Doc Rivers intentionally get demoted just to make the next step of firing him from president. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's just something that I've caught. I just wanted to go that route one time. I know I don't do it often, but it's something that bothered me at the time, and I'm speaking on it now. But let's go. LA and Denver. We got the 7 seed versus the 1 seed. Y'all see I got the, you know what I'm saying? Got the odds up here. You know what I'm saying?
I got
underdog every series thus far. And here we are again. So let's go. Get them predictions.
So for me, I got Denver in 7.
Of course.
I also want to add in.
Of course.
I also want to add in the reason I think Denver has an opportunity here is because, and don't get me wrong, I know the Lakers are playing for a lot too, but I just feel like, everyone's been given Denver's been hearing all that disrespectful shit about them, and they can't be the good
on this
team.
show.
They
some
can't
on
do
this particular podcast here, including
myself.
Yeah,
but I think I feel like they have. That's why they have the edge in this. They have just a tad bit more to prove.
We've made the number 1 seed an underdog all playoffs, basically.
That's what y'all have done.
Shut up, Nick. Do we hold on before we continue? Do we got help now, Isaiah? I just want to hear you say it.
Hold on. So everybody heard me say that the teammates just have to be consistent, correct? That's what I said, correct?
You was sitting there talking like Embiid just has so much more help.
Stop.
So much more help.
I mean,
he out there with Aaron Gordon. Murray ain't done that since 2020. You talking like the nigga ain't got help. So he has help now, right? They're fine.
So hold on. Once again, the thing was, I said last year. If Embiid would have been out there with just Aaron Gordon the hoop, you would have been saying the same shut I was saying. So please stop.
He's been there. James Harden just got there last year, so he's been there.
I want to get this Laker fan, but Jokic fans take on the series, bro. So let's have it, Isaiah.
Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna get back.
Yeah, who you rooting for, by the way? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's what I
you been all this Joker's been. Nah, don't quit now. Don't quit now, nigga. Ride it to the end.
I just had to get to my.
F all that.
I just had to get to my point.
Stop now, nigga.
I just had to get to my point proven. I just had to get.
That's what I want to know.
I just had to get my point proven. I'm rooting for the Lakers. Have been all. Just because Jokic is one of my favorite players, don't mean I can't sit up there and still love my team.
Okay.
So I got Lakers. It depends on what.
Look, he don't even know what to say. Like, damn,
I'm saying I want to say 6, but if we get the AD who's up and down, then this could go 7, and that's going to be a scary situation.
If we get AD like 2020 AD on Denver, nigga, this over in 5. If we get that AD for the whole series, this is over in 5. I know, Ragu. I still ain't learned. It's all right. But
you just will not
last time I seen AD play against Joker, he gave that nigga the full-fledged business. The last I checked.
When in the regular season when we played them last?
No, in the bubble a few years ago when they played in when they played in the playoffs.
Okay, so
AD gave him the full-fledged business. It wasn't nothing that white boy can do with him.
But all right, Drake says Denver in 7, Isaiah Lakers in what? Did you give him?
I'll give him in 6.
All right, so I want to just be on the record with my concerns. First of all, now you just spoke about AD giving it to Jokic in the bubble. I have a little bit different recollection of that. We had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee to defend.
Dwight definitely helped. Dwight definitely
in that bubble, and we don't have them this time.
That's what
there was a couple of times where Vogel, I think, recognized that down deep in the paint, AD is just not big enough to put up even a decent, like the way he was shooting over Ayton, he could shoot over AD even easier. I remember seeing that. And it caused Vogel to just pretty much have McGee or Howard in at all times to guard Jokic. So now,
that is my chalk that up to AD crying about not wanting to play center.
But that's
just how I looked at that.
What's different? Do you think AD is a different guy now? He's the same guy.
But Jokic was definitely guarding him, though.
That is my concern. But with my concern, Lakers in 6.
I'm a little bit concerned with, like I said, it's just, do we have enough big bodies to throw at Jokic?
Yeah.
Can you contain Murray?
Murray, those guys.
We definitely don't got Dwight this time.
That's what
we're not worried about the other guys.
Who are we depending on after AD? Tristan Thompson?
Man, please, bro. That's what I'm saying, Isaiah. That's my concern, bro.
Do y'all know that I didn't even know Tristan Thompson was on the team until we was playing the Warriors?
Brother, let me tell you.
You didn't know?
I didn't even know that. I was like, when the hell did that happen? I guess they did some shit like right before the playoffs or something.
They did.
It was literally not talked about. But I was like, what's this nigga doing in a Laker uniform?
Let me tell you something. If Jokic even gets 10 minutes with Tristan Thompson, my brother, if he even gets 10 minutes with Tristan Thompson on the floor, he getting at least 10, 15 points in them 10 minutes.
Yeah, Tristan Thompson is not playable at this point in his career.
If you Darvin Ham, no, what are you gonna do with Jokic?
But if this was 2016, 2015, Tristan Thompson, I would love that to have that body on the
because
floor.
it's just with Jokic, you can't you can try to double team him, but because he's such a gifted passer, you gonna fuck around and leave people open. You hoping that they miss on wide open jump shots or what may happen.
And the way them niggas is playing right now, you better not.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. This year with Jamal Murray back to actually be that second option, and he's playing well and consistent.
And Caldwell Pope been whopping.
I was just about to say, and Caldwell Pope playing like he back on the Lakers in 2020. Like he ain't got no pressure whatsoever on him. And then you got Aaron Gordon kind of actually being efficient and playing well because the pressure's off of him with Murray back as well. Now, Jokic can step out to the three and play up high posts and stuff. That takes AD from under the basket where he's been most effective blocking shots. Yeah. That's what also concerns me because you've seen Murray make some very acrobatic shots. Aaron Gordon is a high flyer who can jump over people. So that's my only concern.
Yeah, so is LeBron.
I do agree with that, but Bron is still dealing with that foot injury. Like sometimes he go aggressive, and then sometimes you see him take his foot off the pedal. I know you've seen it the entire.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's not that I don't believe that this Laker team can win. It's just, do we have enough big bodies? Even with, we got to hope now. Like, I'm not sitting up here saying Mo Bamba is.
Here we go.
I'm not saying
Mo Bamba's going to bring this nigga up.
But Mo Bamba's going to have to play some minutes. You rather
somebody going to have to get in there. Yeah.
You rather Tristan Thompson play? You rather Tristan Thompson play? Look me in my.
What about what's his name? Like I said last time, my nigga Gabriel.
Who did you say Winyan Gabriel? Please tell me you ain't say Winyan Gabriel.
Who is that?
He gonna have to get in there too.
We ain't got no choice.
Nope, we sure don't.
Barbecue chicken.
Just like you said about Tristan Thompson, 10 minutes, that's the same shit that's gonna happen. You put Mo Bamba in that nigga.
Nah, not nearly as bad with Tristan Thompson and Winyan Gabriel. Not nearly as bad. That brother, Winyan Gabriel, I was getting pissed off each time in the playoffs. I see.
Yeah, no, he didn't piss. Yeah, he didn't definitely piss me off.
Him and Troy Brown.
I'm just saying because I feel that's the best we got as far as that goes. Vanderbilt just too small, but he's defensively there, but he's just not big enough. Sometimes that just kicks in when you got somebody talented enough.
Yeah. So we'll see. I still got.
So we may do a version of what Boston was doing on Embiid with the smaller guy on him, and then when he gets to the middle, then AD will pick him up. Yeah. I'm thinking that like that. That way, our defense can stay intact, and we'll still have AD down there protecting the rim like he's been doing this entire playoff.
Wow,
but yeah, so, bringing him out and to participate in the pick and roll though is kind of scary. But against Golden State when he switched out on Steph, he was effective. So, AD's gonna have a good series. I'm just a little bit concerned with fouling with him and Jokic, and then Jokic really kind of being able to get his shot off against him. So that's my concern.
Oh, Loki's going to be in some foul trouble too. Y'all best believe that. Especially if you're trying to guard him.
I just lost in the second round for the third time, but you still call him my boy Lokic. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's funny.
D, why do you got the Lakers in 6?
I feel like they're going to win tomorrow. And, like they have been doing, basically take the home court. And I'm thinking Davis. So for me, what I've observed is when Russell gets going early, we have been tough to beat, man. We have been awfully tough to beat. So Russell, you're gonna have to continue to try to get going early.
He's such a effing wild card, man. I don't be knowing what version of him I'm gonna get these games.
And he seems to his effort on D goes in and out too. That's what I
It goes in and out based upon how he's playing on offense. Unfortunately,
you're right. You're right, Isaiah. Yep.
You shouldn't be
Because
doing
he
that.
had some good defensive reps versus Wiggins. Wiggins during the series, he had some. I'm not saying he was stopping Wiggins at all, but he had some times on there where he was actually effective against Wiggins. It was like,
you can see the effort.
I was like, if we could get that from you every time, bro. But yeah, you don't get that from him every time. But offensively, if he gets going early, we have been tough to beat. And I feel like we can get 4 games of that, JC. Starting tomorrow, man. Starting tomorrow.
Hey, and by the way, I called Ragu immediately after my game 1 hot take came about the way it did.
Philly game, yeah.
I was going crazy. Like I said, I was the biggest James Harden fan in the world. That he came through for me and got that done, man, which is even more disappointing that you took care of a game like that and still dropped the ball. But I got half my prediction right. We did take care of business in game 1. I don't know, man.
Did you realize too, every time Philly won, it was the 2 games that Philly did win, the 2 out of 3, Harden dropped 40 plus.
Yeah, which shows that aggression from the second guy is how much that's needed.
It's needed.
Which is what I was saying earlier.
And then if the second guy ain't doing it, where's your third guy?
It's supposed to be Tobias.
No, the fuck it ain't.
So yeah, I don't want to go back into those guys, but yeah. Okay.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like over the years, Tobias hasn't gotten nearly as much slander as he should be getting.
He is robbing,
especially for him getting that $109 million.
And he's robbing Philly fans.
Well, I think we need to take that personally on this show and make sure that he starts to get the slander that he deserves.
I agree.
Because he deserves
consistent.
To me,
more shots.
He was what he was. He is what he is.
Before they gave him that bread?
Yes.
Also I think they was overrating that Clippers run he had that one year when he was by himself. And I think he went to the All-Star game and all that.
Yeah.
I think
also, JP, I want to speak on the 3-headed monster of Russell, Schroeder, and Reeves. It's a lot to deal with, man.
I effing love Reeves, man. That's my guy.
Don't let Reeves get rolling, because if you let him
as soon as you get used to trying to defend in one of them, then Ham brings the other one in and lets him start bringing the ball up.
I am a little scared that if we pay Reeves, I hope that my eyes are seeing correctly right now, and that we don't get aggression.
I'm gonna tell you one thing though. The Lakers, man, it's the Lakers, and throughout the years, bro. We gotta have one. Yeah, we gotta have one. So Reeves is that guy.
He's been, despite he's been so fun to watch. He's a fun kid to watch. The energy he brings.
Yeah,
brother.
I trust him.
He told you, nigga. He said I'm him.
Yeah, he did.
I need from Reeves is to chill out with the shuffling of the feet, bro. You're getting called for travel just a little bit too much. And that just a little, even in the NBA, nigga, you getting called for travel too much. Come on now, they be letting everybody walk around that bitch.
You should never get called for traveling in the league. Yeah.
So Dre, you got Nuggets in 6, correct?
7.
Oh, that means you really don't mean that. When you say 7, that means they can go either way. So you got Nuggets in 7. But you know we can do that. D, Lakers in 6. Isaiah, Lakers in 6. And if AD gives me AD, I got Lakes in 5.
Oh.
Comfortably.
You're bold. You're very bold.
Mm-hmm. We gotta have the hot. We gotta have the hot take of the day. What you thought we was gonna play it safe, nigga?
He said comfortably.
This just comes from your pure hate of Jokic. It just
pure hate. What you mean? I'm going off the last time I seen an AD Jokic matchup. That's what I'm going off. AD showed his behind.
What did Ragu just tell you? That was 3 years ago with back.
People have changed.
Hey, and we had some footers in there. we had them footers in there to defend Jokic that time, man. So
I'm sure, it probably took that pressure off. So
you laughing at Gabriel and Mo Bamba, but when they asked me in there get like 20 minutes a game during the series, we might have to go live just to
that's damn near suicide. And you just try to do the whole AD for 42 minutes a game thing.
Right, especially we in that high altitude too, man. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be tough tomorrow, first quarter, high altitude.
AD, I'm begging you, bro. Please don't let me down, bro. You've been so up and down these damn playoffs. Please take care of business and do what the hell we know you can do and be the best player by far on this effing team and take us home.
Bro, but he's a walking 30 and 15. A walk
when he want to be.
That's what he wants to be. That's just my whole thing.
He had a couple games where the shots weren't going down, but other than that, he's been terrific, man.
Correct.
And he's always been crowded the whole time. So even when those shots weren't going down, it was because he was, they were contested shots.
But at the same time, it's just some of the shots I didn't understand. Like a couple times when he take that floater in the paint.
Some of the fallaways, yeah.
The fallaways, and I'm just like, brother, come on now. That's not the shot that you need to take.
Keep a foot in the paint and go up strong.
Exactly.
But
I don't doubt his talent at all, bro. He's been
there, man. He's been terrific.
Yeah.
I heard a little grumblings when he got hit in the head and went out the game in a wheelchair, like
bro.
But other than that, come on, AD. I know you got us, man.
I think you be thinking that I'm like coming down on him when I'm just saying I know what you capable of night in and night out. Just keep the energy night in and night out. That's all I be saying. And I know you're proud of what he has done because we're winning. So I can understand that. But we nigga, you know what AD is capable of. We've seen it his whole career.
Like he has to be perfect for you to say, okay, AD, you had a good game, man.
Aren't all the Hall of Fame greats damn near that in the playoffs?
No.
The guys who are so Shaq wasn't damn near perfect.
I'm glad you mentioned him. No, he missed a ton of free throws. If Shaq would have made all of the throws, then those games would have been like blowout, like easy game. So I'm glad you mentioned Shaq. He's a perfect example. Shaq missed a ton of free throws.
Missed a ton of free throws and still had 30 and 15 with the ton of missed free throws.
Yeah, I know that.
So what does that say?
That's because he's EMBIID though. Shaq is EMBIID.
Let me ask you this: who was Shaq guarded by in the 2000s?
Guys like Arvydas Sabonis. I'm just keeping it 100.
Let's go there, Isaiah.
Let's go there. Guy on Indiana.
So yes, he had Jaren Jackson some of the time. But like I said last time, a lot of them was the switches on all them other guys who
Patrick Ewing
ain't nearly as as tall as Jackson or has the defensive ability as a Jackson. So the first and he still didn't give us Shaq numbers for the duration of that series. Now let's go Golden State. Kevin Looney was hurt.
I'm not disagreeing with you. That's not my point. My point is everybody love to bring up Shaq and shit. Show me the fucking 5 dominant other centers of his era.
But AD didn't experience that this playoffs either. So he should have close to that, right?
Nigga, AD ain't Shaq. That's my whole point.
I think he can be. We was talking Duncan a couple years ago, wasn't we?
Yeah, that was a couple. We got fooled, brother. We got fooled. He is a very good player, but he just don't have that same mentality of a Shaq or of a Duncan to go out there and just straight get after it like that. Unfortunately, he is a walking 30 and 15. He can score 30 and 15 when he wants to, but unfortunately, it's up to when he wants to.
He's not a dominant player.
So y'all saying I'm asking for too much, basically.
No. You're not saying that at all.
What I'm saying is We gotta stop comparing these players to other players who done did the same things or X, Y, and Z. Especially, I get tired of that Shaq bullshit when he ain't had.
We can't be saying Shaq, bro. We be doing him like that. That's not fair to Davis. Shaq was a whole different fucking animal, man. Yeah.
Okay, well, my bad. I was looking at AD in a higher regard than you guys do.
I mean, who else do you put up there with Shaq like that, though? That's playing right now. Nobody, I don't think you do.
That's playing right now?
Yeah. In the middle, just like
it's kind of tough.
Just
I
like
mean,
Shaq.
only really Jokic and Giannis really get, I guess, the numbers you can even kind of equate to it, I guess.
Giannis, maybe. Jokic is a different thing from Shaq altogether.
Yeah,
Shaq
you're right.
Shaq was a demoralizing of your entire fan base once he got going on you, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, all right, what about KG?
Fuck no.
Okay. At prime KG?
Yeah.
KG on Minnesota?
Which Minnesota? Early or late?
Early.
The Minnesota that went to the Western Final with us and lost.
Yeah, we could go that. We could do that.
He needs to be that. I agree. Okay. AD needs to be that.
Isaiah.
In this series.
Fuck KG.
Shout out to Kareem Rush, because we don't win that series against Minnesota that year. If it wasn't for him. Because KG was a monster in that series.
Yeah.
That was the big ticket days. The true big ticket. That's what he was. He got
MVP that season, didn't he? Or was it the next one?
I believe he got MVP of that season and the All-Star game that year.
Yeah.
He stuck a huge baseline jumper in the. That's when they used to really play basketball in the All-Star game. He stuck a huge baseline jumper against the East, because the East had God.
Yep.
I think Mike still was playing. Hell,
that was probably old Mike.
Man, it was Mike. But it was.
I think he started. I think they let him start. I think Vince Carter, just out of respect, was like, "Nah."
They did. Yeah, they did. They did.
Out of respect. It wouldn't have been me though. I told his ball.
You see what Kobe did in that game when that nigga when they said Kobe should have let Jordan have the game winning shot and not make the free throw. That nigga was like, "Man, F that. I'm finna make these."
He's like, "I'm not missing these."
Yeah, I know we taking it way back.
But this should be an interesting. I feel like this will be a. I also think between between the Lakers and Nuggets, I feel like there's going to be a lot of paint points generated between both.
And I know I've had the Nuggets effed up all playoffs, but hell, prove me wrong.
There's no need to stop now, right?
To me, it's fitting that my team is going to be the one to put an end to all this Jokic spit. To me, that's hella fitting.
It's just
I wouldn't have it any other way.
It's just so funny. You keep calling Jokic, and this man is right there. He's right there.
Hey man, and my team finna take care of this guy next. It's all good.
I hope so.
I wouldn't have even minded an EMBIID in a Jokic final series, and we might still get that one day, but
no,
ain't gonna be this year. Clearly,
we're not getting that. In Philly, yeah, not with that fraud in Philly.
Mr. Only played for that MVP.
Philly should go get Klay Thompson. Remember, I said that.
If Philly gets Klay Thompson, yeah, that's a big boost, especially if they don't give up much.
Well, they got to find a way to get rid of Harris and get him.
Yeah, well, that's going to have to be a 3-team trade, because Golden State front office would never. One of the smartest front offices, period. They're going to have to get another dumb team involved, and the Warriors be like, yeah, y'all can send that nigga over there. We'll take them. And you know what I'm saying? It'll have to be something like that.
And then we will give them Schroeder for Melton. Bring Melton on home, man.
I would like that.
He hates the Lakers, by the way. So Just so you're aware.
Man, the checks when the checks
He's a good
got
man. Melton is a good man.
Wow.
come play some 3-and-D at the house, man, so we can all go watch it.
Let's go Miami, Boston.
You know what?
It's a tricky one.
Miami. I got Miami in 5.
Damn, in 5? We got our second hot take. Okay.
You wouldn't be a hater today, so I'm looking up being.
I got Boston in 6.
Isaiah, why do you have
This nigga said
in
5.
You said what?
Why do you have Miami in 5?
Oh, pure hate for what Andre had to say, talking about. Lakers. Okay, let me be serious. I got Miami in 6.
He said,
if Tatum played the way, if Tatum plays the way that he played in Game 6, I could definitely see in 5. I can definitely see that because Jimmy Buckets ain't letting that happen. You ain't finna do that and just snatch a game. If Jimmy got the chance to end that, he's ending that. I'll let you know that right now. You play with Jimmy G Buckets if you want to.
I think Jimmy goes out there and gets his revenge for last year.
Yeah, and he should have won last year. I'm still hot about that. He had them on their heels.
And do you also feel like if Miami wants to win, do you also feel like Bam Adebayo needs to step his game up more?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that's
okay. So
Bam is another wild card. You don't know what this nigga gonna do.
Because don't get me wrong, I've seen him.
Miami don't have a true second guy, in my opinion. That night in and night out is who you need to worry about. Like these niggas probably don't know what to put on the scouting report when it comes to the second guy. Because you just never know.
For Miami to win the series, they're gonna have to out-rebound Boston. That's what's going to need to happen. They're going to need to control the boards fast.
Is Duncan Robinson back in the lineup officially, or is that like a still back and forth thing?
He's been getting some burn.
Yeah, it seems like Spoelstra's a weird kind of coach. Like, you could be getting 20 minutes a game and then just not play for a couple games in the playoffs. Like, that nigga's wild. But he might be one of them coaches that me and Ragu was talking about, where it's like, nigga, I don't give a damn what we pay. If you ain't playing right,
look at the defensive effort of the particular player in the last game, and you'll see probably. But for the series, and I want to go on record first before I say who gonna win. Brown stands out as the guy that is the X factor here, and is not really gonna have an answer for. They're not. The Heat are not really going to have an answer for him. So, with that said, Brown, the X factor, just out of respect for Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley and the way that the Heat play, and Spoelstra as well. But I'm going to have to go 6 games, and I hate to even say it, but the guys that wear the green.
The
guys that wear the green.
I'm sorry, D.
And, I also feel like, too, Jaylen Brown, I feel like, even though he puts up really good games, I feel like he's still underappreciated by some. I feel like
yeah, because everybody just automatically puts Tatum as the guy, and Brown has proven time and time again that he's arguably just as good as him.
And y'all watched Game 6 when Tatum was struck. Brown was hitting his, and he I feel like
that's what kept him in arm's reach to begin with.
Definitely. I just feel like he needs to be, looked at more, and not just Tatum. It's not. But
we'll see if you have that. We'll see if you have that energy when it's time for Boston to pay him almost $300 million next season.
Yeah,
we'll see if you're talking that underappreciated stuff then.
Well, I like JB, so I've always liked him. I just feel like he's just not talked about enough.
It's still wild that he's eligible for $295. That's like, And I know Ragu hates when we talk about money, but I'm sorry, that's a certain caliber. And JB is definitely not on it. As much as I love him.
So JT is
even I don't like to go there, but I saw a tweet this morning with the 1 more year, $43 million on Klay Thompson's contract, and I thought about the game 6 that he just played. I was like, I just shook my head like, wow, man. You kind of feel for the teams sometimes. I mean,
sometimes. But then you remember when Golden State had Steph for $10 million a year, and that's when he had that first run, and you like, okay, well, y'all just paying that back.
Yeah. They've been there for Klay, right? Klay done had 2 blowouts, right? He had a knee and a Achilles. Yeah. And then and then this game 6 here. And they on the hook.
And if I'm not mistaken, he got paid in the midst of all of that going on.
Yeah.
That was when he got his money.
Yeah. And I'm a fan of the guys getting as much as whoever will pay them. But yeah, that one's got to sting a little bit for the.
And just for a split second, since we're on the money topic, just for a split second, can someone please explain to me why? And after this, we won't talk about him anymore. But why is Dillon Brooks asking that the Memphis pay him out $25 million?
I didn't even see that.
I didn't see that.
Million pesos?
Huh? Say that one more time.
Million pesos?
Yeah, they saying that he was like he said he demanded. He said they demand that 25 mil be owed to him.
Look, like I said, Guten Tag, Konnichiwa, Hola, Bonjour. Take your pick. But
yeah, I think Brooks at best has like 1 or 2 left. At best, before it's that time that Isaiah's talking about. I do think it's another team that's probably gonna take a chance on him and have him in rotation. But yeah, I think after that he's done.
And it's crazy because I really did like Dillon Brooks coming out of Oregon too.
But his mouth was running.
I've been on that Brooks train and him not being split for years.
That's how I feel about Draymond Green. Like, he a decent little player, man, but his mouth, that shit does not match up.
I think Draymond got exposed that year. Everybody got hurt. And how I remember all the fans used to be like, oh, if Draymond had a team by himself, he would easily average like 20 and 10. And he would easily have better numbers. And that nigga probably had the worst number of his career when none of them was playing except him. The worth of his career, player, and then at the end of that season, wait till next year, I'll be back. Yeah, nigga, because Steph and Klay and all of them niggas is coming back. Of course, you gonna be back by then.
Yeah, man. I mean, the cook. He was out there cooking layups against us. He was cooking layups against Sacramento too. He's one of them looking to pass when he's going in there. Yeah, he rebounds the basketball fairly well for his size, and he plays a decent.
His defense is good.
Defense,
I still give him that. His defense is still good, so that's what's gonna keep him.
The mouth. If he was a player that just played and didn't say nothing, he would be fantastic.
He one of them niggas where your mouth don't match your game.
Yes, that's what I was led with. The mouth is not matching up to the production, and it makes you annoying.
Yeah.
So I am not trolling. I am not going Isaiah's hate route. I really think y'all niggas is finna lose in 5.
Wow.
Nah, I'm effing with you. Nah, Celtics got too much depth to lose in 5. So I'll give y'all 6. I do got Jimmy. I do got Jimmy giving some more great performances. I think we're gonna get some 40 and some 40-point games and all that. And
that nigga pulled one out of my book. Yeah,
right.
I feel like defensively we'll find a way to contain him.
Hey, y'all
you didn't do it wait. You didn't do it last year with the same exact team.
Contain who? Max Strus?
That was last year. We gonna
contain who? Shit.
You talking about Jimmy Buckets Butler, my boy?
If we can just find a way to limit him, I think they.
What the hell you think is going to be different this year than last year?
Brother, good luck.
You were literally 1 3-point shot away from going home. Did you forget
I feel like
that?
we're smarter. I feel like we're smarter than last year.
Nope.
You know what? You're supposed to believe that.
You know what?
Go Boston, Drake. You go all the way.
That's all I've ever wanted.
You're a real fan, brother.
Hey, he got faith in his team. I respect it.
All I know is it's going to be a wild four. These 2 games are going to be. Woo! It's going to be interesting.
Not for real. I'm just kidding, and then just give him one more game.
Because I ain't gonna lie. Deep down in my heart, I really did want to get these niggas 5, but Boston is deep. So I'm not.
I think you should have stuck with it.
And I think one of the best additions for us, at least offensively, was, I think I've said it before in the show, but acquiring Malcolm Brogdon. I think he was a key piece to come into us.
Yeah, same here. Brogdon's my boy. I hate that he went to y'all.
It was
don't hate, appreciate, man.
It was
my guy. I was definitely with him since when his rookie of the year on Milwaukee.
That's crazy. I forgot about that.
It's almost big as Brunson going to New York.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on where we are so far before we get into the official NBA awards? We're gonna go down the whole line. Any last thoughts on where we are?
I just want to say D'Angelo Russell, come out firing, brother. Come out firing.
Yeah, the ball is in your hands. So it ain't like this is 2008 Bron where he the one bringing it up. Ball's in your hands. You control the tempo.
Yeah, come out like you're that guy.
Yep.
The rest will take care of itself. Let's go, Lakes.
Anybody else?
I mean, exactly what Ragu said, man. You come out aggressive. Him, Austin Reeves, and Dennis Schroeder need to come out aggressive, ready to attack the paint, attack the bucket. AD, we need you engaged on both sides of the ball. You've been doing a good job being engaged on defense, but we're gonna need you on offense as well, brother.
For me, I just want to add in that Tatum, don't be cold offensively. Play well, defend well, do what you've been doing, but just be efficient first and foremost. And then defensively, you guys got to crack down, hold down the paint, and try to limit 3-point attempts because Miami is a team that will unleash threes on you if you let them.
That's good analysis.
And this is all I got to say before we move on.
Oh.
That's all I got to say.
I
forgot one last thing for I
go. Been that way the whole time.
Isaiah.
So we'll start with even though some of this we did talk about, but Coach of the Year was Mike Brown, as Ragu was very proud of when I think that was the first thing that came out.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think I don't even remember what was that my prediction? I don't even remember that split.
Great job.
I know Mike was one of my candidates. I don't think it was him. I think it was let me look at these rosters real quick. Hold on. Because I know it wasn't Mike Brown. Even though I know everybody was saying the whole it's been 17 years thing, but to me, I think a lot of that was more due to Sabonis than he was getting credit for. But yeah, I don't know. You got Celtics, Sixers, Cavs. Well, yeah, I guess Mike Brown would be the choice because I wouldn't give it to none of these other niggas.
Well, they. Did you see that? Did you see that Drew Holiday won Teammate of the Year?
I don't know why that award has any significance.
I was I was looking
That
at
shit like that. That clutch player stuff, hustle award, teammate award. I'm not even getting acknowledged.
You're like, I'm not even counting that.
All of these participation trophies these niggas is giving out.
Yeah, I know David Stern is pissed off.
Rolling over in his grave, boy.
What the fuck? Nigga, clutch player of the year. Get the fuck out of here. Hustle player of the year. What the hell is that?
How
Clutch
Pelinka
player. That was De'Aaron Fox, huh? Clutch player.
Fox.
Man, I can't believe y'all even mentioned those.
Yeah,
I don't know how Pelinka ain't get executive of the year after that type of turnaround.
Who got executive of the year?
Monte McNair. I believe that's whose team is that? That's the Kings.
I can see why he got it.
I can see that too. Yeah, you did the you know, because I ain't gonna lie, I questioned that trade when he did it, when he got rid of Halliburton. I was like, nigga, you might have wanted to look at that other point guard to get rid of, but you know, yeah, I can see that. But I think Rob Pelinka finished like 11th in voting. Like that was crazy. He finished 11th in voting.
Okay, now that's
a little too low. That's way down there.
That's
should
way
be up a little higher.
Yeah, at least.
Like, yeah, he made the mistakes, but he also fixed the mistake. And you don't often see that from general managers. Usually they just got to live with that. He found the way to get up out of it. And now we in the conference finals.
Out of a huge hole at that, bro.
Like me and if y'all go back to the NBA predictions episode, me and Isaiah, when I say we had little to no faith, I cannot put enough emphasis on that. Like we had little to no faith of us really doing something this year.
To start
the way things were constructed at that time. Yeah, we were. Absolutely.
2-10 in their first 12. So we were wrong.
They were 2-10.
It actually was worse than I was thinking in my head, to be honest.
I was like, yep, this sounds about right.
I said we'll be at the brink of that, play-in, spit, maybe, get up in there. That's what I was thinking, that would have been like at our best case scenario. Oh, yeah, I definitely wasn't thinking we would be a top 8 seed. I wasn't thinking that.
Yeah, but at that trade,
so you was right.
Yeah, I mean, at that trade deadline, if he didn't make any moves, brother,
it was going to be exactly what we was thinking. If that.
The Pelicans might have been getting Wembanyama, boy, because that's how bad it was looking to start. He made some major moves like Ragu said, when Russell has played aggressive and looking to score and been engaged on defense, what happens? We win.
He did it slowly. He did the sneaky one. I mean, he did the bomber one to try to get some length. And then he did the Hachimura one, whatever that nigga name is, Isaiah. Shut up.
You said it right.
Oh, okay.
He said it. Let's go.
Then he did that one, and then he pulled off the one that everybody's crying about now, talking about like, oh, how the Lakers get this off when nobody had that energy at the time. But he went and got some quality basketball players and got rid of Westbrook in the process and we got D'Lo, Malik Beasley, and Vanderbilt, quality basketball players.
Vanderbilt,
and
the only one with the question mark is probably D'Lo, because we don't know what version of that nigga's coming.
That's why I'm sitting there trying to be in advance and ask him to show his ass up at the beginning of games.
But Vanderbilt is the biggest one for me. His defensive presence and energy has just been off the charts, even if he's not scoring. Like, at every single time down the floor, no matter who he's guarding, you're going to get his best defensive effort, period.
So I'm glad you mentioned him, Isaiah. So me and my boy was just talking about him. So Vanderbilt, I hope for these 4 days that you're going to be off, that you have been in the corners shooting 3-point shots, son. They're going to give you that.
That nigga can't rest after all he had to do with Steph. He don't get a couple days to relax.
We can't play him, though.
What our boy Kobe said. Jobs not finished.
Jobs can't not play him without him making that shot. If he can make just half of them, he can stay in, and then we can use his effort on defense. So I agree. He's been great on D, but Ham had to pull him out.
And shout out to Isaiah as well for being spot on what we would have to do with Steph to be successful. And he started with Vanderbilt setting that tone on Steph and then throwing the different looks and stuff. So I give credit where it's due. That was because I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous about it. I was very nervous about how are we gonna take care of number 30. And 30 still did his split. Don't get me wrong. You're not gonna stop a player like that. It's just about containing it so they just not going all crazy and making the shots they do get tough shots.
Yeah, because like early in some of those games when AD was playing drop coverage, I was like, brother, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's not his style.
Bro, I'm like, you playing drop coverage on Steph Curry coming off a screen. Are we dead ass? You gonna step up and hedge the screen? You got
like, nigga, have you watched any basketball in the last 10 years?
That's what I was saying. I was like, you see Vanderbilt busting his ass to get around the screen, and he can't get around the screen because, I mean, in this league,
I know, Isaiah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's literally a lot of movement. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I was just like, what are we watching the same game? That ain't Sean Livingston coming off the screen.
Right.
But he got it together in like throughout the games and stuff. So but it's gonna be
shout out to AD too, because he did get that right in the later end of the series.
Obviously, Jamal Murray isn't on Steph's level. I'm not saying that he is, but I do think that he's the X factor.
Yeah, don't be giving him practice shots either, though.
That's what I'm exactly. You can't give him practice shots. We saw him score 50 earlier this playoffs. We saw him score 40 earlier this playoff. So he's back to, regularly scheduled programming.
Bubble Murray.
Yeah, he's dependent. That's all I was saying about the Jokic help thing. I said they just have to be consistent. I said you're going to consistently need not 40 out of Murray, obviously, but that 20. But
consistent don't mean nigga don't, you know what I'm saying, like necessarily have enough help. Like it's superstars that ain't consistent. Like that just happens.
That's true. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can't go from scoring 40 one game and then dropping 15
8 points on 2 for 12.
That's what I'm saying. And he did it a couple times in previous playoff ventures. If you remember last time, my bad. Last time we played him in the bubble, Murray started out kind of hot, and then he fills it out in them later.
Yeah.
So this series, I think also you need to throw Vanderbilt at him, throw Dennis Schroeder at him, throw Austin Reeves at him, and make him work. Make him work. Because we know Jokic is going to get some of his. We just know it. So you're going to have to make both of them work for what they get. That's just all it's going to happen.
And Jokic got to be one of the most trickiest players to figure out. Like, it's not nothing you can really point at to her, like, okay, just do this and then this. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? And like, and I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, but I don't really see like a necessarily go-to for him.
No, you're
when
right.
He needs to get a bucket, but it's like he's stronger than he looks, a little more skilled than he looks, and he's just able to get it off and muscle through and still get what he need to get. And that's how next thing you know, you look up, this nigga got effing 28 and 15 or something. So
okay, so let me put it like this. We all know the Samoans, the Pacific Islanders. They be 6'10", all 280 pounds, every single one of they men, just strong and built like an ox.
For sure.
Iberians are the European version of Samoan.
Yeah.
That brother grew up in the cold mountains with just raw meat and water to eat, and just strong as an ox, brother. Like, it just don't make, and like you said, it don't look like it from looking outside, from looking in, but
I would love to like play against him one time just to feel what it is they're feeling. Because when you looking at it, it's like, bro, it don't look that hard. Why is he doing that to you? But I think if I was to play against it, I'd be like, man, like, God damn, like what's and then it's like, you know, the nigga just slipping right off of you, all that shit. Like
it always never looks that hard. Like so the one time I played against Grayson Allen, you know, I'm like, bro, this white boy from the South Side. In Jacksonville, South Side is usually where the more wealthy people live at. Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, this white boy from the South Side ain't finna do me like this. Nah, brother, that boy scored 30 in that summer league game with ease. Ooh. It was like, it just he don't look as strong as he is, but I'm fucking strong. And then when you see him actually jump, you like, oh shit, okay, now I see why you like that.
I think Markieff Morris felt how strong that nigga was when he got pushed from the back. About to say that.
That boy had whiplash from that hit. So, man,
that nigga ain't played since. I don't think I've seen Markieff since that incident.
I haven't heard Markieff Morris in a while.
In a minute. So, it's gonna be a good series. It's definitely gonna be a good series, I think.
All right, so we got Rookie of the Year, man, Carroll. I think we all unanimously agreed on that, right?
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else who could have gotten it over him.
Most improved player. Shout out to Markkinen.
Yeah. Oh, he got it. So
yeah, they ended up giving it to him. I think that was. I think I for sure suggested
you pointed him out because I think I had who did I say? I think it was
All-Star game.
Was that you who said Shy?
I was either Shy or Halliburton. It was one of those two. And then you pointed out how Markkinen had took that. Yeah. And I said, oh, crap. Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think that's the episode Ragu missed.
But, yeah, Markkinen did make the playoffs. I mean, not the playoff, the All-Star game. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Rightfully so. He improved.
Yeah, that's definitely a good most improved selection.
Yeah, and they usually guys like Shy, who they feel like, nigga, you probably gonna be an MVP one day. They usually don't like giving it to niggas like that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
We got 6 Man of the Year. I for sure remember picking him, Brogdon.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I just thought that it was possible.
Dre is disgusting. He really got on here talking about some quickly. Like
at the time, quickly. You know what? First off, JC,
them niggas is bummed.
First off, when I made that, let me talk. When I made that prediction, quickly at the time was doing his thing for a while, and then he kind of towards the end of the year kind of like slowly evaporated.
Quickly did have some games where he was hooping though. He did have some games where he was really hooping, like dropping 20-25 in for 2 weeks.
Yeah, nigga, at the end of the season when everybody's sitting down, don't nobody care about that. It was
in the middle of the season. He fizzled out closer towards the end of the season. For real. I'm being dead ass.
Thank you.
Now the person I remember that was Obi Toppin dropping 40 and 50 at the end when everybody's sitting down. Nobody care about them games, nigga.
Now, I did think that Norman Powell possibly had a chance since he was scoring.
Yeah. That was who for sure. If it wasn't Brogdon, it should have been him. I agree on that. You cool with 6 Man of the Year, D?
It was Brogdon. Yeah.
Definitely.
Brogdon is a player that I really enjoy watching his game, bro.
For sure. He's one of them players. He's one of the few players in the league where he can fit on pretty much any team. Like there is no bad fit.
I was just going to say that.
Do everything right.
Lakers, I'd have been more than happy to welcome them with open arms.
He's one of them players that like, he's not great at anything, but he's good at pretty much every category. Like
Brogdon reminds me of that kid that plays for the private school, but be giving the public schools like 30 whenever they play. You know what I mean? He's that one guy on the private school team that just be giving the public kids buckets when they play. Yeah, he's that kid.
That reminds me of hometown hero Isaiah Ford. Shout out, man. He played in the NFL for a couple of years, bro. He went to a small school called Trinity, brother.
Yeah.
Shit. Boy, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Whenever he play against the big boys, he give them buckets.
Shit, 40 right. Every time. with ease. With ease.
That's Brogdon.
Yeah, that's exactly who Brogdon is.
And then getting his mom's Volvo and shit at the end and going up. Yeah.
And then his defense stands out too.
Everything, bro. He does
part of the fun
everything
from ripping dudes and all that. Yeah.
He's a good scorer, good rebounder, good passer,
good
defender, good 3-point shooter.
Say nothing to the dude.
Does everything good.
That shit he just out there dogging you. He ain't even saying nothing.
Exactly.
He ain't saying shit.
Yeah,
it be some games you be watching. It be some games you be watching them niggas, and you look at the end of the game, they get into the fourth quarter, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Brogdon has 22." And you be like, "What the hell? When did he do that?"
Yeah.
There really are games where I'll be like, 25. Hold up, what?
You like Vinnie Johnson and everything.
I swear I only saw you take like 3 shot attempts.
The microwave.
And then we got Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson.
I said that already, right? Remember I said?
I think you did. He definitely took a step this year. I ain't gonna lie. Jaren Jackson definitely took a big, huge leap to point out to be great defensively. And yeah, he took care of business when it came to that. I definitely I can't recall seeing him play like this on the defensive end, and I think Memphis is gonna need that going forward, even though they got bigger problems on their hand than that right now. But
were there finalists for that? Do you see like a list?
Yeah, it was who was it? It was Jackson. Let me pull it up. I know we discussed it on here. It was Jackson, Brook Lopez, and Evan Mobley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, Jaren.
And I think I was cool with Mobley, if I'm not mistaken. I think that probably was my pick.
I think I had Mob too.
Yeah. I think I did have Mobley as my pick. But I didn't have a problem with Jackson getting it. I don't feel like it was like a blind robbery or nothing.
No.
But he probably did miss a lot more games.
How we were saying nobody had Sacramento going to the playoffs. We said that on the last show.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, Jaren Jackson putting up a defensive player of the year effort.
Season, yeah.
Got him some extra points.
Kind of helped that. And that's how they got to, that helped them get to that point of the 3 seed, were they?
2 seed.
Yeah. So
and Job missed some time.
That's what they need Ayton to be doing. That type.
Yeah, that's what you would think, especially from a number 1 pick. You would think.
That's what they saw. You know what I'm saying? So
he's one of them guys we're gonna be thinking back like, damn, you took that over Luka? You took that over Tatum?
Oh man, don't start me with the word over Tatum. Tatum's supposed to be on our team right now, Drake.
Yeah, but I mean, like they say, hindsight is always 2020.
I hate doing that because I know it's incredibly easy to do after the draft. I agree. So I don't like doing it often, but Aiden is putting himself in that territory for sure.
I got to give Irv a pass because it's Irv, and he did bring LeBron. But Irv, you picked fucking Lonzo Ball over Tatum, brother.
I still don't feel. I mean, a lot of people may not agree, but I still don't feel at that time that was the wrong pick to take. Just taking everything into consideration.
We talk about now, though.
I mean, yeah, now obviously, yeah.
Yeah, now absolutely.
But people got to put themselves back in real time. People was mad, or people felt like it was a great decision to take Josh Jackson, people was mad that Tatum was chosen over Josh Jackson at that time.
That is true.
That was a thing back in 17, right? Yeah, back in 2017. It's crazy to think about now, but yeah, that was a big argument at the time of who to take out of those two. I don't even think Josh Jackson in the league right now.
I mean, the argument also for it is we probably don't get Davis or whatever, but I think we still find a way to get AD.
Well, yeah, because he could have came that summer.
Yeah.
Like
after he signed with Clutch, everybody knew what was going to happen.
Exactly. And
so
last but not least,
for New Orleans for not losing him for nothing.
No, shout out to the NBA for making sure that I feel like that whole thing was orchestrated. They was like, all right, Rich Paul and Brian and all, y'all want to do this bullshit? All right, watch this. We're gonna make sure they cool. We're gonna give these niggas the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
You gonna get this pick, but you coming up off that too. So don't think that's for you. You coming off that fourth pick.
You coming off them players, and
exactly.
we gonna give them this number 1 pick right now.
Exactly. So that's a shout out to Silver. He took care of that. Like y'all, he said y'all got me effed up. Y'all think y'all just finna manipulate my league like this?
All right, Adam.
The Pels have like a 2% chance of getting that? Like, come on, man. We know what that was.
Something like that.
What's crazy is Zion was originally the draft too when we were talking about Zion, like a few weeks back when we were talking about Zion, he was originally supposed to go to the Knicks.
Yeah.
That's
what I thought the league was gonna do. Like, when the Knicks got a player like that, the league is better in general. So I thought they was gonna throw him to the Knicks and say, you know what, they've had enough. But I think he was really sick. I think Silver was really mad about the tanking, and he was like, "I'm gonna penalize y'all niggas because y'all keep tanking. Y'all ain't getting him now. How about that?"
Yeah, that's
how we gonna do that. I think that's how he's trying to deter teams from tanking. Like, nigga, you not gonna get that nigga now. So now what?
It's how they did it too. Because at first, when I was like, "Oh yeah, he for sure going to the Knicks," like there's no question. And then when it said the Pelicans, I was like, "Huh?"
I think instead of this in-tournament bullshit, I think something that would help with the tanking that he's so mad about, instead of doing this bullshit in-tournament thing, just give everybody who missed the playoffs the same odds. Just do it like that. And I think that deters that. Because it's like, it don't matter if you 15th or 10th or whatever. Like, I think that would help a lot deter these guys doing what the Spurs, you just seen the Spurs just do.
Mm-hmm.
That was so painfully obvious what they're doing. And I feel like because of that, this may not age well because they do the lottery tomorrow, but I think because of that, he not giving that split to the Spurs. I think they out. Unless he just want to look out for Pop and, you know what I'm saying? Give him his quote unquote next thing.
But other than that,
what would be the best story for Victor? Team-wise.
Story?
What you say, Isaiah?
I think the Spurs. You got the next coming and, next.
I think going to Detroit and saving them from purgatory.
I think that's where he's going, but I don't think that's the best story, though. But I do think that's where he's going. I think Silver's tired of Detroit being so bad. He losing money.
I was going to say, Detroit being a franchise that actually has some history, maybe that is the story right there.
But that's what Cade was. No, you just gave them niggas a number 1 pick. They just turned that.
Put him down there again.
You don't get 2 niggas.
When the last time that Detroit has gotten a superstar free agent? Just name it. I will wait, brother.
I don't think they've ever gotten a superstar free agent.
Okay. So they're gonna have to build through the draft.
Yeah.
But that's they not the only ones though. Portland, don't nobody want to go there. Don't nobody want to go to Detroit. It's just certain. Don't nobody want to go to San Antonio. That's just how some teams are. Like, nobody wants to go.
Nobody want to go to San Antonio now because they're not that good. But before they were
superstars never wanted to go to San Antonio. They built a superstar in San Antonio, and the nigga left because he didn't want to be in San Antonio.
Well, that's where his ass should have stayed at.
Kawhi?
Yeah.
Yeah, so them niggas is on that list too.
I think Silver won't give Portland the top pick because he punishing Dame. Nigga, leave.
No, you're not lying though, Isaiah. This man really, if he wants a ring, it's not going to be in Portland. It's going to be elsewhere.
Hey, Ragu, that would be another great fit for Philly if they get Dame.
Oh wait.
That would be big.
Oh wait, that would be.
I don't even care if Harden leaves if they get Dame. I think Dame and Embiid should be. That should
No,
be
Harden's got to go. Yeah, Harden's got to go.
Yeah.
They gotta go. He gotta go to make money work.
Yeah. Them is
And I
like $50 million dudes damn near.
And I totally respect, Dame trying to be the loyal guy.
Hold
trying to
on.
stick around.
Y'all niggas talking like Ruben ain't got it, man. Show me. Ruben pockets is deep, man.
Who?
Let's do Michael Rubin, right?
Oh, you talking about for the Sixers?
Yeah.
It's not about the money. It's about the salary cap.
It's a cap, ain't it?
Yeah.
Luxury tax.
Yeah. All right, nigga. Luxury tax started getting really expensive.
Talking about cost of doing business.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that shit sound nice. That shit sound real nice, nigga. Till you get that bill for $44 million and you losing in the second round.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Do you know, as a Dodger fan, they'd have been in that luxury tax range, fucking around losing in the fucking NLDS and shit. That shit used to be mad as fuck.
Yeah, they stopped doing that.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, this year they didn't even spend no money really.
Yeah, they was like, yeah, we not doing that shit this year. These kids gonna have to produce.
But they saving money for the big Asian kid too, though.
Yes, sir.
And then for the last award, I can't even say this with my chest no more, but we got the MVP. Well, indeed. I was expecting to say this as he's getting ready for the conference finals with Boston. I mean with Miami. With him playing his former teammate Jimmy Butler.
He has done a few things that another MVP has never done. He's never made the conference finals. He had a 10-point drop-off from his points per game, which is the biggest drop-off of any MVP.
So Will Chamberlain never won MVP none of them years when he was dropping 50 and all that?
He did win MVP, but his playoff per game didn't drop 10 points per game.
It dropped like 20, didn't it?
No.
Nigga was averaging like 24.
That was in the finals. The overall playoffs, he wasn't averaging 24.
I'm gonna have to get on my stat spit tonight.
Yeah. Your boy's a fraud. I told you he was on fraud watch after that last game, and he's confirmed it, buddy.
I mean, I could.
I ain't even gonna lie. Them niggas really that really had me tight, man. I was a Philly fan this playoffs.
And can we also not forget to exclude the fact that James Harden carelessly a couple times turned the ball over. You saw him trip over his own feet, turn the ball over.
I don't know what that meant. I'm telling you, it seemed like the Monstars get this nigga right on cue on the biggest game.
And this was also after, and that was also after Harden said, some games I don't always need to drop 40, but I'm gonna hear it. Oh,
yes, you do, nigga. And that's the problem right there. That mentality. You need to have the mentality that yes, I do need to drop 40 every single solitary game if I can. If you don't, you don't. But at least aim for it. Yes, the F you do. What is you talking about?
But that's what I was saying. He literally said, he was like, people are gonna be mad. People are gonna get on me because I didn't score 40, but had a triage of assists, or he didn't shoot the ball as much, or he was like, y'all always want to find something to nitpick with me, and I was like,
you know why we're always finding something to nitpick, nigga? Because you lose every single year.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. And you start winning, cures. Oh, we can't say spit if you're winning, but you're losing, so we can say whatever the hell we want.
And the only way you shut us up is by winning.
And you've had plenty, and I don't even hear the no help excuse because you've had plenty of that. Yeah. Now you didn't just had the MVP. You didn't had Westbrook in his prime. You didn't had Chris in his prime. You didn't had you had Dwight. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was having the back issue, but that was the last best version of Dwight that we got. You had that. You requested that, actually. You personally wanted Dwight over there.
That's a fact.
So it's like, I mean, damn, that's more than most can ask for.
For real.
Like, then you had the Kyrie and KD, even though niggas never really got to play together. But when it was just you and KD, what'd you do? You was a decoy that series. You didn't do shit. If you are what Doc is to coach, and you're the player of that, as far as having all that talent run through you.
Doc won.
Yeah, at least Doc got one. You right.
Doc don't put me in the category with that motherfucker.
I'm just saying, as far as failing with so much talent.
I hear
Right,
you. Doc, like, at least I got me one though.
Yeah, exactly. He got that one. And I thought when Harden and Kyrie and KD linked up, I thought like, hey, they got that. I don't think if they stayed together without all the bullshit and the injuries, of course, nobody was beating that team. I do not feel like anybody was beating that. That three-headed monster right there was going to be too much for anybody to handle.
Them few little weeks that we did see them play together, they were damn near unbeatable.
So I guess
when you mentioned the MVP, JC, it looks like your whole body, you just look deflated.
I wasn't expecting to announce it like this.
Yes.
I definitely wasn't. Like, I've never had so much faith. And don't get me wrong, I've had other years I picked Philly to win the East, but I never had as much faith as I do right now. And I never had as much invested in it. Like, now my family on your team on top of that. So this is like me, going to like the high school games, rooting on the fam. So, I feel this right here. This hurts.
So far for that brother. Now he got to fly back to LA, disappointed, getting blamed, talking about EMBIID, talking about him and James can't win alone. Like that nigga wasn't out on the floor giving all he got.
I'm gonna ask that nigga how he took that. I'm gonna see what he said.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask if he took that in the wrong way.
You gotta get some insight on that.
Let us know off camera. We'll keep that off camera.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't start riffs in locker rooms, but if it was me, if it was Vince Anthony, I would have not.
The fact that he really said it though, he said me and James, it's 5-on-5, not 5. Like what? Like why are you answering questions like that?
Like I said, I mean, he shouldn't have said it, but I didn't take it the same as everybody else did.
It's the way you say certain things, bro. Like you damn sure shouldn't.
Some things it don't matter how you say it. It's just avoid saying it just so it can't even be, and up for interpretation.
Don't make it a story.
Because the media is itching for stuff like that, especially this time of year. It's almost over, nigga.
Yes, sir.
Everything's enhanced.
Yep.
The questions get number.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Hold on. So are we gonna talk about my boys, the Vegas Golden Knights?
I was just about to bring that up.
Everybody else team gone. I told you it's a parade in my city.
You got some Vegas fit to be happy about it.
Yeah, it's a parade inside my city. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, what's crazy about that is
ain't that crazy when your WNBA and hockey doing better than the team you really want to do something.
It's over. They won the whole thing.
No, not the conference finals as well. So they basically on the same wavelength as basketball. They waiting for Seattle versus
hockey. I think
Dallas.
it's like either was like right before or right after the finals, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what's crazy? I low key want to see Seattle win because if Seattle was to win, it would be Vegas versus Seattle. So expanded team versus expanded team.
Oh wow!
Seattle's only been in the league. This is their second year as an expanded team. So
Yeah,
If
so
they
so
can go
Isaiah
out-
and Ragu, I don't want to hear no more excuses about that expansion team, Spit. You can still be good as an
Nigga,
expansion team,
NHL
nigga.
is
I don't want to hear that no
NHL is
more when
way
y'all talking
different
about
than NBA.
number
Nigga, get
23
outta
in
here.
Chicago.
Shut
I
your
don't want to
ass
hear that no more.
Some of them other teams had to get them dudes some
Out of
players
here.
too.
Hey, and I also want to send a shout out to since we were on the topic earlier of 8th seed, I also want to send a huge shout out to the Florida Panthers. God damn it. They're
Yeah,
an 8th seed. They were an 8th seed team and they knocked out the Boston Bruins, who won 65 plus games. Then they knocked out the 4th seed Toronto Maple Leafs. Now they're in the conference finals. So huge ups to them.
Definitely. I'm not gonna lie, they have some of the that jersey with the sun on it and everything like that. I love that jersey. I'm not gonna lie.
It's hard.
I'm not gonna lie, that thing is hard, bro. I'm gonna have to send y'all a screenshot of it because y'all probably don't know what I'm talking. But that jersey, I like that jersey. Baseball. The Dodgers, man, they finally turned the corner.
Yeah, 25 and 15, I think.
Got them guys back off of paternity leave from fucking all-star weekend.
26 and 15, I think.
Yeah, they're 26 and 15, tied for second best record in the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, 11 games above 500, 7 games out in front of the Padres.
And they all said the Padres were going to be a threat this year, but I was like, relax.
That every year.
And also, we can't leave out the yes, the Tampa Bay Rays having a pretty good year, 31-11, but the team beneath them. Now, for the outsiders looking in who don't watch baseball, the Baltimore Orioles have been garbage forever.
For years, yeah.
They had two 100 lost seasons, but as of right now, they are sitting second place in the AL East at 26 and 14. They have been through some trials and tribulations to get to this point.
Yeah, to the Orioles. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Shout out to the O's.
Yeah, so far the disappointments have been the Yankees.
The Yankees for sure.
The Yankees and the Padres have been pretty big disappointments. Like it's really not even that close right now. What else am I looking at in the standings here?
The Red Sox aren't even as.
Yeah, the Red Sox aren't nearly as bad as. It's just the Yankees are only about 4 games above 500. You expect them to be much better. Houston's kind of fizzling out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot the Mets are a disappointment this year too. And the Phillies.
The Phillies. But what did I tell you too at the start when we first brought up baseball on the podcast? What did I tell you about the Angels? They were 21 and 14. They're 21 and 14. They're 21 and 20.
Damn.
Why is it that they start off hot, but then all of a sudden they just like to ride the wave of losing?
It's just like somebody said on Twitter. Every damn game, every game that Shohei and Mike Trout play, you see, Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout have done something that hasn't been done since the 1896 Boston Beavers, but they lost 7-4. Like, brother, man, get them boys out of purgatory, man. Like, bro, come to the real LA, man. Come to the real LA. That's all I gotta say. Come to the boys who really run Southern California.
And what's even crazier is their bullpen.
That nigga Stormy Norman gonna tear you up for that when you see that.
You know it's true. It's all right.
The bullpen on top.
Everybody who's an Angels fan is a Clipper fan, and everybody who's a Clipper fan.
Hey, you know what's funny? He's not a Clippers fan now, but he always followed Chris Paul. So them Lob City years, he was super Clipper because of that. So he had his Clipper Angel, tenure time.
And I don't want to, extend it too long, but I just want to add in too that the Angels bullpen too, they've really shit the bed, bro. Like 200 runs allowed. They've had 8 blown saves on 22 opportunities. They've allowed 41 home runs, 6 triples, and 66 doubles.
Damn.
Nigga, what the fuck y'all allowing 41? Why y'all allowing so many fucking home runs? Chill out, God. Y'all do this shit every year, and I don't want to hear the fans. Oh well, There's still there is no next year. Y'all do the same shit every year. Let's start 10-0 and then we lose 10 in a row. Like, quit that shit. Finish.
And Ragu and Dre probably didn't realize it, but a couple episodes ago, we had a whole Palmdale episode and didn't even recognize it. So, the one Isaiah missed because that nigga was scared to confront some shit, so that nigga ran off. But it was a whole PDL episode that day.
Yeah, get your ass. And you was talking crazy on that episode.
That was a we should have got PG on here. That would have been the whole. I was just watching his podcast the other day too. Before we get up out of here, I wanted to mention that nigga Cat was over there capping, talking about that Jimmy Butler incident because Teague exposed what really happened.
Oh yeah, Teague told him. Said that nigga ran the ESPN World Remote Shelburne. I ain't been slandering Cat as much because he got a whole bunch of respect from me when he cracked Jordan Woods. But yeah, you a whole nigga for that nigga. Keep it real with the people. We know what happened, nigga, because Woj said what happened at that time. Butler said what happened at that time. And now Teague basically just reiterated what those two people said at that time. And all of a sudden you trying to come out and act like you was a tough guy during the situation and it didn't happen the way it happened. Boy, knock it off.
You got three people saying damn near the same thing. It's exactly. 3-on-1.
Everybody was lying on you, but you ain't said nothing until now. When somebody else says it.
I didn't even realize Teague was the one that came out and said it until like a couple days after. I was like, oh shit, he spilled it.
Yeah, I forgot about my boy, man. Teague was another little unforgotten guard from that 10s era. Teague was nice.
I also miss he does NBA TV now. Jamal Crawford.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he would Turner in general. He be doing some of the games too.
Mm-hmm.
But
he was on the Clippers.
Thank y'all for tuning in the way y'all have been, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's take this to the furthest extent. We are winding down to the end, man, unfortunately, but this, it's a bittersweet time. But, finna knock this out and then get to the off-season material. And trust me, we got a lot planned for y'all coming up, man. So that's pretty much it, man. Go Kings, go Dodgers, go Lakers, go Rams, and peace. See y'all later.
Right.
Go Lakers.